Welcome to the Muckster Show. The Muckster Show is brought to you by Kill and Time Productions. Music and graphics provided by If You Know, You Know. And now here's the man himself, Muckster.
Okay, here for real now.
Well, I do want to say, what is it? Christmas Eve. Happy Christmas Eve. Merry Christmas Eve. Whatever you guys are.
Yeah, I guess it is officially Christmas Eve now.
Yeah, for you guys.
Yeah. So how you doing?
Oh, I'm here. No, for some unknown reason, I took a 3-hour nap after work.
I had a nap tonight too, as I was watching somebody's stream. But then again, I was up
GMK.
all. I'm glad my nurse was coming today, or I'd have probably been up for another couple hours last night.
You mean this morning?
Yeah. Did I hear you say GMK came in? I'm on another page.
Yeah, GMK came in. Actually, GMK ass came in.
Yeah.
And he said, merry-go-round.
Oh, I thought, now that I look at the names, I thought you were saying GMK and some ass came in.
Oh, well, yeah, that too.
Oh, just,
Did you hear him?
no.
He goes, that's me.
I just sent a message to Nerdy to come back. She's been bugging me about going live for a couple weeks now.
Oh, well, you know, there's optics all around. I'm sure the optics are going to be spoken to me about it once it gets out. So you said no drama, but
Well,
you know, I've got drama anyway because I can't send him out to mow the yard.
no. Well, I just mean I don't want people seeing me on and wanting to talk about a certain subject.
Would that be Santa Claus or how pretty the stars look tonight or how muddy it is?
No, mostly about why these fucking people in Arizona think they're so smart just because it's
Oh,
not 12 to below zero where they are. Not to mention anybody in particular. GMK.
my friend, or actually coworker, friend, whatever you want to call her, sent me a gift because I'm always complaining how cold it is. I got it today, and it is a wearable heated blanket.
Kind of like a Snuggie, but like with an electric blanket built into it.
Yeah, kinda, but it's more like a shawl, and it's
Oh,
got a hood.
that'd be good.
Because I'm always complaining about how cold I am. She's like, "Yeah, here you go." And she makes fun of me because I always have, you know, like a sweater or a jacket on.
Hey, I've got a blanket on right now.
Because you're an idiot. 33 here, and he's in shorts.
I just looked and it's 42 here. I didn't realize it was that warm.
Oh, yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, actually, it's 33 outside, not in the house. Let me go look at the thermostat. It's 75 in here, it's kind of chilly to me.
Oh, yeah. Well, you're one of those.
Yeah.
That is something I've always got a kick out of it'll be like August and a bunch of us are sitting around the fire, doing hot dogs and marshmallows or whatever. And, it's 112 degrees. Actually, no, 85. And you're all sitting there in t-shirts and that, except there's always at least one stupid broad there wearing a sweater. It's like, I never got that. I think it's because you're cold bitches. That's what it is. You're cold.
I am a cold-hearted bitch. But like I told my cardiologist, because I have the fluid around the heart, I told my cardiologist that when I was younger, yes, I was a cold-hearted bitch. But now that I have grandkids, it's starting to melt and it has nowhere to go.
Yeah. And
You want
so,
drama? Okay. Drama, 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 drama. There you go.
Boot. I got, what do you think? Should we put the link out there if anybody wants to come up and talk?
Yeah, we both have capabilities of bringing them up or taking them down if they bring drama.
Yeah. Or
You
just,
know, you're the
just not,
tyrant. I'm just the bitch.
just not the wrong kind of drama. And I'll tell you what it is if you do it. So I was going to do a separate thing and I was going to tell a little Christmas story, but since we're live now, you want to hear it? It's just a short thing.
Is it,
Uh,
once upon a time,
it's
Muckster decided to get a Christmas present that he
no,
wanted to share with the world. But go ahead.
it's a real life thing.
Okay.
Several years ago, uh, my nephew from New York was probably 10 or 12 years old at the time, and they came down. He's Barb's son. You met Barb.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so they were down for Christmas, and I'd been upstairs wrapping presents. I used to buy a lot of presents. Um, and I came down, and Barb and Andrew are in the kitchen, and he's helping her do dishes. And I came in and said whatever, and we're talking, and Andrew was trying to get out doing the dishes, and I said to him, and this will just show you, how stupid my family is. I said to him, "Well, I'll give you a choice. You want to?" Because I told him that I was upstairs rapping. That's how I know Andrew was a little bit older. I didn't have to hide the, Santa Claus from him.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, well, I'll tell you a Santa Claus story too after this. Anyway, God said to Andrew, said, "I'll give you a choice. You want to help with the dishes or do some rapping with me?" And he said, "Rapping." And without any kind of setup or anything, Barb starts going, the spitting in her hand thing. I'm like, and I go, "Well, I'm Uncle Dan. I'm the rapping man, and I wrap those presents fast as I can." And 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 Andrew was like standing between us, and he's just like looking up at both of us, and you could just see on his face, it's like, what the fuck have I been born into? You know?
But those memories, I guess, are the good ones, the ones that he's gonna
Yeah.
remember. At least this story didn't start out, back in college, or I knew this girl.
Well, Barbara's a girl. Um,
Well, yeah.
uh, I'll tell you an associated story that I thought of along the way about Santa Claus. Another Christmas Eve. This time, I grabbed my mother and I went up to Barb's. Okay, and I mean,
Mhm.
it was like, this is, how annoying I used to be. You think I'm annoying now?
Used to
Um,
be.
but I'm saying it. I was worse. You know, um, it was Christmas Eve, and Barb hadn't been able to come down that year. And this Andrew was just like 3 or 4 at the time. Mary hadn't been born yet. And I said to my mother, because my brother was like going to his in-laws for Christmas and stuff. I said to my mother, "You want to go to Barb's?" She was like, "Okay." You know, my mother was like totally unflappable. She just like went with it. I loaded up the back of my Wagoneer with presents, and I had a ton of presents because it was like the perfect year for it. Because, like I said, Andrew was like 3 or 4, and you
Mhm.
could go to like a toy store and just you didn't have to spend a whole lot of money because you could get all these little toys for little kids and stuff. So my Wagoneer was just full of them. So, and it was a 6-hour drive. We're driving up, and along the way, I'm on Interstate 80,
Mhm.
and it's nighttime, and you know how you go into automatic mode, or at least I do when you're driving. You just you're not thinking about what deep. It's like you're going along and you hit your turn signal when you have to, and that, but you're not really thinking about it.
Right,
I'm
you
going
zone
down,
out.
yeah, I'm going down Interstate 80, and there's a car coming from the other direction, and I just automatically dim my high beams, and I'm still a little zoned out. And then I thought, I'm on Interstate 80. I'm headed east. There should not be a car going west headed towards me on the same side of the interstate. Some
Right.
guy, some guy was in the eastbound lanes going westbound. So that was a little interesting. And I flipped my lights at him a couple of times and stuff, and he just drove by. Who knows whatever happened? This was before the day of cell phones, so I couldn't like get on 911 and go, some idiot's going the wrong way. But anyway, that was all the excitement of the trip till we get up to Barb's, and now it's like, I think wasn't real late. Like, I think it was just like 11 o'clock or so, and and I thought they'd be up like wrapping presents and stuff. I figured they'd wait till Andrew was asleep and then they'd have to do their thing. Well, I get up there and their place is totally dark.
Mhm.
But her neighbor that like shared the parking area had lights on, and I went over and I said, "Hey, I don't know if you remember me. I'm Barb's brother." I said, "Can I use your phone and call them and tell them we're here?" And I called, and Alan answers the phone, and he goes, "Hey, what's up?" And I said, "Hey, can you do me a favor and open the back door and let my mother in?" He goes, "I wouldn't be surprised." And I said, "Alan, look out the back door." You know. So anyway, they were living in this place. It was a one bedroom place. It was like the downstairs of a house, and there was actually only one bedroom, but there was like like an entry area where they like turned that into Andrew's bedroom.
Mhm.
And we had to come in through that door because their front door, they had the Christmas tree against it. So it carried all these presents in past Andrew right there in his bed. And then we're in the living room and we're like, and this is going to get to a point eventually. Um, it's we're in the living room and of course we're talking like this, because we didn't want to wake him up and that. And finally, somebody said, I don't know if it was me or Barb, but said, should we wake Andrew up? I was like, oh, okay, I'll go get him. And I go in and I'm like shaking him. I'm like, hey buddy. And he looks up and he's blinking his eyes and stuff. And he goes, Uncle Dan, are you Santa Claus? And I said, hey, come on. I brought him in the living room and we let him open one present, but he was like pretty much out of it. And he went back to bed again. So now, a couple years later, now he has a little sister. Okay. And Barb overheard, it was coming up on Christmas. And Barb overheard him in the room and he's saying, Mary, I'm going to tell you a secret. You can't tell anybody. Uncle Dan is Santa Claus. So anyway, don't
Well,
they know it's Christmas time?
just
Well,
like, I mean, and you saw the picture. We have always told the littles, my grandkids,
yeah.
that my dad is Santa Claus's brother.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And, every year, when they were little, when the oldest ones were little, they believed it, but they're questioning it now. But they still tell the littles that they're related to Santa Claus because their great grandpa is Santa Claus's brother. It's like, okay, so every year I have to steal the picture from my from my dad's page because he actually does play Santa Claus in his community, and it's like, okay, let me get this picture and I'll put it up, and that helps the older ones still kind of question it, like, well, maybe he is.
Yeah, that's always like an interesting time when it's like they don't believe, but they're not really sure if they don't believe. It's like,
Mm-hmm. And the funny thing is they'll come over here and I can watch them and they're like trying to look every place that, presents could be hidden,
yeah,
because mom and dad aren't, according to them, mom and dad, of course, aren't smart enough to hide presents, and they've got to be over here. So they'll sneak around and you can see them peeking around corners and going into the pantry and looking up on the high shelf. It's like, really? We have, we've got a garage, we've got, outbuildings, we've got, the shed down by the beehives. You've got
I
the chicken coop.
I kind of played Santa the one year. I did a thing with the library to get a call from Santa Claus,
Mm-hmm.
and it was just like I think we charged like $1 to sign up. It wasn't like a big money maker thing. It was just, and I'd have people like have of course you get the kid's name and like tell me a couple of things about them, like they have brothers and sisters. What do they like to do, and what kind of stuff are they looking for Christmas? And I'd call their house. Then it'd be like a couple of days before Christmas, and it'd be like, could I talk to Billy? And it's like, Billy, do you know who this is? It's Santa. And some of it was just so cool. The conversations I had with some of them,
Mhm.
it was fun. I don't know why I never did it any again after that. Just did it one time.
I mean, I like I like the magic that it brings, and it's really sad, at least to me. It's really sad when the kids get older and
Yeah,
they no longer believe, and of course, I mean, that happens because we grow
yeah,
up, but it's sad that they lose that magic.
yeah. I'm a huge Santa fan. There there was a preacher in my town a few years back. He was a Presbyterian. If anybody out there is a Presbyterian, and they used to every Sunday before church, before their service, he used to have a children's service.
Mhm.
And it was like the week before Christmas. And he told the kids, your parents are lying to you. There's no Santa Claus. And I was like, man, I said, if I was part of that church, I would quit on the spot except for punching him in the fucking mouth on my way out the door. Who does that?
Right.
And it's so funny because I don't know, tell me if I've told you this before because I've mentioned, but it's so funny that same year, I, I on Sunday, I used to when I turn on the TV to watch, I'd watch the pregame for football,
Mhm.
um, for 12 o'clock, and so I'd always, it'd be like say quarter till 12 or whatever. I'd turn the TV on, and there used to be Catholic mass that they broadcast every Sunday. And I tuned in that day, and the bishop was there, and he had a special guest with him, Santa Claus. And it was like, I thought this was such a great way for them to, because they just did this whole like 10-minute bit together where they were talking about Christmas and stuff. And to remember that it's about Jesus being born and stuff. But it was like I thought because as I've said, I'm a recovering Catholic, and Catholics always have such a stick up their butt, and I thought, oh my God, to see a Catholic bishop doing this, like incorporating Santa Claus and like letting the kids have the Santa Claus fantasy while talking about the religious part of it. That's
Mhm.
I thought it's like, that Presbyterian teacher should be taking clues from the Catholics.
Okay. But no, you're right. Um, I just it, and see, my family is such a mix. Um, m my dad, Polak, of course, Jewish Polak, but now he's an atheist. or actually, my dad, I don't know what my dad is. He's gone through so many recreations, it's not even funny. Um, he is married to a Catholic. My mother was a Catholic. Uh, you know, it's so we have the pierogies and all of that going on, and then we also have the Catholic Mass, which, oh God, I hate because it's, stand
Right.
up, sit down, kneel, stand up, sit down, kneel, and it's whatever.
Actually,
Um,
if this was several years ago, I'd be sitting in mass right now. I used to always go to midnight mass.
mhm,
Oh no, that would
mhm,
actually be tomorrow. That'd be tomorrow night. Never mind.
right, right. And to top
Keep
it off,
going.
tomorrow night is Wednesday too. So, you've got the double Wednesday
Yeah.
night mass and um, so
Mm,
I had, I guess you could say, an all-American Christmas.
yeah.
We did, like I said, the pierogies and then the mass, and we opened one gift on Christmas Eve, which was part of the, German influence
Mm,
there, and then we got everything Christmas morning from Santa, and so it I guess it doesn't, or it does make me wonder why people are just so stuck on how things have to be.
yeah. Well, that's now I'm a big stickler for presents on Christmas. I can accept the one gift on Christmas Eve thing. Christmas Eve for us, our that was when we had our hunky dinner with the pierogies and that
Mhm.
stuff. Did you ever have sauerkraut soup?
Yep.
If you said something, it bleeped out there.
Oh, yeah, I did.
Okay, that was I never. I was like the black sheep Pollock in the family because I don't like cooked cabbage. But yeah, my mother'd make sauerkraut soup. She'd make pierogies. Um, oh, she'd make like salmon loaf. I forget what else. I was like salmon cakes better than salmon loaf, but that's a whole other thing. I forget, but it was. But yeah, that was then like Christmas Day would be the, ham dinner.
But wait, my brain is stuck on the fact that you're a Polak and you don't like pierogies?
Oh, pierogies I like. You know what?
Or
My mother now later in life she started just making one. When I was a kid, my mother would make pierogies with like potato and cheese, and
mhm,
there'd one, and then she'd make potato and sauerkraut, and then she'd make just sauerkraut, and she'd fold them each differently so you knew which was which. And I mean, she would just be, she made like 12,000 pierogies every year. But later on, she started just making, the potato and cheese ones because the people that wanted to get their sauerkraut on, they could have the sauerkraut soup.
right. And was onions included in the potato and cheese?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
If you, they're a little long. If you, I'm so glad. Honest to God, got them done just in time. I have two videos um, that I got them to do. It's Barb with her daughter and their family. They did a video of making sauerkraut soup, and they did a video of making Grammy's pierogies too.
Yeah.
And and I'm just glad we didn't wait another year to do them to do the videos. But yeah,
You
but it's like
know, We
Hmm.
must be boring because we've gone from 7 down to 3.
Oh, God. Hey, they could have come up and changed. Well, Boots said if he finished rapping, he might come up.
Yeah.
Uh, but they could have come up and taken us in a different direction. Oh, something I was going to mention about presents, something that I feel bad for kids. There's so many now where the parents are just like giving them stuff all the time. And I think it's ridiculous. They'll give a kid something in like November and say, now this is one of your Christmas presents, you know? And I think that takes a little of the magic out that, you know, it sort of weakens Christmas, you know, because it's just like, oh, there's more presents. It, I love the fact that going there, getting down there Christmas morning, you got all that stuff.
Right.
I always, from even when I was a kid, and of course, as a kid, it's like, my dad would give you, depending on how old I was, but, give you like 20 bucks or something to go. And so it wasn't like I was really buying the presents,
Mm,
but still, I, uh, I from a young age, I loved getting presents, but I really enjoyed giving them too.
yeah. Now, the kids that I feel sorry for, yes, you're right. Nowadays, it's like, here's a present, here's a present, here's a present all year
Yeah.
long. So, it doesn't mean anything for Christmas. But the ones that I feel really sorry for are the ones who have their birthday.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Somebody, who was it that was just telling? I think it was the nurse that came today. Um, her daughter's birthday is Friday, the day after. Now, I always liked my birthday is January 6th. So I used to like it when I was a kid because, you know, after Christmas, of course, you still got like a week off from school and you'd be going to other people's houses and stuff. And I'd see what
Mhm.
other kids got for Christmas. And so it'd be like, you know, for my birthday, it'd be like, oh, hey, could you get could you get that game that we were playing over at Billy's or whatever.
Right.
It was now that's another thing we never did like Christmas list, you know. It was but my parents were pretty good at getting the stuff we wanted. But for my birthday I could say stuff that I wanted.
Right. Now, the one time that I asked the kids what they wanted for Christmas, and this is when Jimmy was 3, and he told me that he wanted a battleship that fired torque beetles, real torque beetles. And I went to every store looking for this ship that fired torque beetles. I had no idea what a torque beetle was.
Yeah.
So I couldn't find it. I finally got fed up with it and I took him and I said, show me what you're talking about. And it turns out it was like a battleship that fired torpedoes.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like,
We have
oh, that makes sense now.
we have a similar family story. Barb's son Andrew again when he was like 3. The one thing he kept saying that he wanted was a Benner factory. And like Barb calls me and she says, do you have any idea what a Benner factory would be? No. And she was like you, she's going to every store. Do you have something called a Benner factory? Benner factory, Benner factory, you know? And nobody had any idea. And she bought like a lot of stuff and she thought, well, hopefully when Christmas comes, he'll just be happy with all the stuff he got, and he'll forget him. So he's opening presents, and she had got him the Play-Doh thing where you could like squeeze different designs out of it and stuff. You put the
Mm-hmm.
Play-Doh in and you'd squeeze. He opened that up and he goes, "My Benner factory." Here he had been at some other kid's house, and and they played with that, and we figured out it was the factory part makes sense. Benner because it was made by Kenner.
Oh,
So so it's kind of the same as your battleship thing,
yeah. I felt really dumb when he showed me what it was, because I should have been thinking like a 3-year-old
Yeah,
boy. But I
yeah, if
kind
you'd
of was,
have,
beetles, they're bugs.
yeah, yeah, if you'd have noticed the box and saw it saying like fires torpedoes or something, you'd probably went, ah,
Mm-hmm.
torpedo, yeah. 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 Christmas is great. Christmas, well, Christmas is perfect when you've got those little kids around. Yeah, I the one year my other nephew that was my brother's son that lives down here, and he was like 6 or 7, and they came. They would like get up in the morning, they do thing, and then they'd come to our house, and we'd open presents, and then they'd have dinner like at our place, and we're sitting around the living room in a big circle, and Chad. Well, he must have only been like 5 or so because he wasn't reading yet. And so I said, "Here's what we'll do, Chad. You go and get the presents. You bring them to me, and I'll tell you who it goes to." So he'd bring the gift over. I'd look at the tag, and I'd go, "Okay, this is for your mom. Here, this is for Grammy." And I'm going like, "Oh, here's one for Uncle Dan, and here's another one for Uncle." All the ones that had his name on, I said they were Uncle Dan's, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm and it was like there was like one package that I, you know, I was sure had to be like underwear or something. I goes, "Oh, here's one for Chad." And but the thing about that kid, he was so cool because he he didn't sit there and look at his one little package and then look at me and go, "Oh, how come Santa Claus loves Uncle Dan so much?" or whatever. He was fine. It was like, "Oh, okay, cool. Uncle Dan, you made out."
Right.
And then of course I didn't, open them or anything. It was like, "No, here these are all yours, Chad." But it's like I was screwing with him and it really didn't. He was real easygoing that way.
It
I
didn't
should
go according to plan,
I should call him tomorrow and remind him of that.
but yeah, and of course the grandkids, the older two, I'm like, well, what do you guys want? Oh, just get us gift cards.
Yeah.
What? What do you mean gift cards? What do you want? You too, Killa. Have a great Christmas. You could come up and
Uh,
join, I guess, if you want.
yeah, come on up and jab.
It's
What?
Jab.
Maybe I meant
Okay.
gab for a while.
Who are you going to jab? And what are you going to jab them with? An
Um,
icicle. That'd be the perfect way to get away with murder,
Yeah,
because the weapon would melt.
that was the plot, I think, of the original 3 Days of the Condor. It was part of the plot with that. That was with Robert Redford. Um, I think he like figured out, and I don't know if it was really part of the thing or if it was like whatever though. It was supposed to be like that they made ice bullets,
Oh, okay.
so the people, someone gets shot and they've got this hole in them, but it's like, how come there's no bullet? You know? Hey, Killa Malilla is here.
Mm-hmm.
We've never managed to drag GMK up, have we?
Yeah, I believe we have. One time.
Did we? No.
Did Nerdy like go to sleep on you or what?
I don't know. I sent her a Facebook message and I know for sure she'd be right back.
Because Mr. Nicky's like, Nerdy's not here. Yeah, GMK did come up once.
Okay.
And he was quiet mostly. Well, when you've got Muckster around, everybody's got to be quiet mostly.
Yeah, well, let's see. Let's see Killa come up here and see who else gets to talk. The quiet man, we call him. You know, something, I think we might have talked about this offline some, but something that's been, for me, has been really cool lately is I've been talking to, associating with all these people who several months ago you thought were like enemy camp people. Someone like Killa who like kind of came out of GS's channel, but like guys like, I mean, MBK and GE Swag and Boot, they were all supposed to be on the other side. And you just like start finding out, yeah, big surprise, they're just people.
And that's what I've been saying all along is, no matter what, love them, hate them, whatever.
Oh, I still hate them all.
As long as you can be an adult.
Yeah. Well, you think about it though, too. Our channel was always kind of, we weren't really totally in a camp anyhow. You figure most of our people were like independents. How's it going, Boot?
What's up, guys?
Oh, Jesus Christ, shut up already.
Go away, Muckster. But no, you're right. We're always independent. Yes, we all have our own opinions. But we're all people, and it doesn't matter. We can all relate on some aspects of a lot of things.
Yeah. I mean, we all, us and our regulars, we leaned, let's say, a certain way, but we weren't, like rabid followers. And hello, Alan. But seriously, how are you doing, Boot?
I'm doing good. Finally just got done with wrapping a shit ton of presents, so thank God that's over. But how are you guys doing tonight?
Good. You got any good old Christmas stories for us?
Not really. I mean, other than like getting shit for Christmas, I didn't think I was going to get when I was younger. That's really about it. But
Oh, that's always nice. Yeah.
yeah, I remember when I was in high school, man, when phones first came out, I wanted nothing worse than a brand new Motorola Razor, man. Those were like the thing back then.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember like the whole year begging my parents for it. And the entire year, they were like, no way. And I remember like opening up all my presents until I had like one left. And then they called the phone, so it started ringing. So,
Yeah.
Wait a minute. You said when phones first came out, and then you said you wanted a Motorola Razr. That does not compute because when phones first came out, they were those bag phones.
yeah, no, I'm talking about like cell phones. Like,
Those
so,
were cell phones.
yeah, yeah. So, like when like the actual cell phones came out, like singular wireless was a thing before it became like AT&T.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so back then, you guys remember the Motorola Razr was like the most sought after phone because it was so sleek and all that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm talking about like that, not like the bag phones.
Well, you got to remember, you're talking to a bunch of old people.
Well, I was going to say, I'll tell you, this will show you how old I am. You talk about the first phone. I was the first person in my high school to have a pocket calculator.
For real?
Yep, in 12th grade, my father got me a Texas Instrument calculator, and it was like add, subtract, multiply, divide.
Right.
I think it was like and square root, and that was about it. And I just remember I was like the thing in high school. Everyone was like, "Oh my God, is that what was it? Everybody kept saying, "Is that a Bomar brain?" Because that was like one of the early. They're like, "No, it's Texas Instrument," and I mean, everybody was just fascinated by it.
Sounds like Muckster. It sounds like you had to walk to school, and not only did you have to walk to school, but uphill in the snow too.
Yep, both ways.
Both ways. Well, you got to remember when Muckster went to school, they were still writing on they were still using the slate boards.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
get it. When Muckster went to high school, he sat behind Jesus in freshman year. We get it.
Yeah.
No, no. Let me just set that straight right now. The fucker sat behind me and he used to cheat off my test all the time.
So that's why
I
he's so
mean,
recognized. The motherfucker stole
yeah,
everything from me.
he, people think he was such a great guy. No, he was a weasel, man.
Said he plagiarized.
Bas- Basically, if you ever watch Hill Pirates, you'll see the Jesus I had to deal with all my life.
We aren't even going to mention party lines. Alan, I think at one point we actually had a whole almost a whole show talking about party lines. Yes, party line is a telephone, asshole.
When we first moved to Pennsylvania, we had a party line, and it was only with my aunt across the street. And then when we moved down into town, it was like just a one house line, and that was a big deal. And then that's also when we got cable TV. You ooh, technology.
Yeah. You guys really need to come and save Mr. Nikki.
Where's Cart when you
Unchain
need
him
her?
or something. Yeah, where's Cart? Where's Nerdy? I mean,
Yeah, let me go and look and make sure I hit enter when I messaged Nerdy.
Where's Kiwi?
I haven't seen. Well, of course, we haven't been doing stuff much,
Right.
but I haven't seen him around any other. Oh yeah, I did send it. She must have just maybe she was on her way to bed when she saw me doing that short live earlier.
Yeah, that short live. That's the second time that you've done that to me.
Man,
Yeah.
I saw that thing earlier and I just sat there looking at that guy going, "Are you a fucking moron or what?" It's like when milk starts going bad, it becomes cream. It's like, please,
What?
just yeah, okay, you didn't watch my whole clip then.
Uh,
Yeah, that's what he was saying. It's like milk starts going bad, it goes to cream. It's like, no, no. I realized after I was playing it, I should have got the clip of those ladies going, that's not how it works. That's not how any of this works. Because, and it was like after cream, then it keeps going bad and becomes cottage cheese or I think yogurt was next and then cottage cheese and then it's like, oh my God,
Night Killa.
see it, Killa. Yeah, the thing that amazes me most about people like that is not that they are stupid, because when you've been around for 120 years, you meet a lot of stupid people. But it's that they'll go out there and be stupid publicly, and do it with confidence, like he really thought he knew how milk worked.
When milk starts turning, it goes to buttermilk.
Yeah,
It does not go to cream. Cream is what you scoop off the top of
I was
fresh
gonna,
milk.
I was gonna say, who has never heard the saying, "The cream always rises to the top"?
I mean, when you milk a cow, that the cream, I mean, even when the milkman was delivering in the glass bottles,
Yeah,
you got the cream off of the top and the milk was fresh. It was okay, whatever. I guess people are going to believe whatever they want to believe.
well, I've heard of people who think milk is like the blood of the cow.
Wait,
Or
say that
what?
again?
Yeah, they thought milk was cow's blood.
I mean, sometimes there's blood in it, but that all gets like filtered
Yeah.
out through the process. So
Yeah.
Or you'd see somebody like on TV or something when they'd be talking, they'd be doing like man on the street kind of things, like at a grocery store, and but like people who will say things like they like they don't believe in like butchering cows and stuff, so they only buy meat from the store.
Yeah. Where
Yep.
does that come from?
Yeah, it's like, oh man. Oh, here's one I saw a little while back, a couple months ago. Back when Doge was doing its thing and cutting all the programs and stuff, and they were cutting the National Weather Service. There was a lady, another one of those like man on the street type things, where they were asking, "What do you think of them cutting this?" And she said, "Well, I don't think we even need the National Weather Service anymore, because if I want the weather, it's on my phone." And it's like, where do you think the phone is getting that information from?
Right.
Oh well.
No, what I like is when you convince, and it's kids. I convinced my
Yeah.
grandkids that chocolate milk comes from the brown
Brown
cows
guy.
and strawberry milks come from the red cows.
You guys like ever notice how cows like lay down when it's raining?
No, why?
Oh, yeah. At least around me, it seems like whenever it's raining, all the cows are like laying down. So,
Oh,
but you know what I call
oh,
that?
what's that?
Ground beef.
Ah, that's. I knew there had to be a punchline coming.
Yeah, because I was actually gonna say that cows actually face into the storm. And, I was gonna go all scientific.
But one that I used to tell people all the time. A lot of people would believe it. I said where the Pennsylvania Agriculture Department had outlawed baling. When the hay balers that made the big round bales,
Mhm.
that they made everybody go back to the old bales because they said the cows weren't getting a square meal.
Oh, Jesus.
That's just as good right there. But in all honesty, guys, I still have all these presents I have to move into a different room so that the little ones don't see, obviously. So just wanted to come up
Yeah,
real quick. I was afraid you guys would probably end before I got up, but just wanted to come up, say a few words, say what's up. And I agree with you, Muckster, and what you said. It's very refreshing to get to talk to people that just a few months ago that like you thought you couldn't get along with. And
yeah,
especially when that main reason that you thought that is literally based off like being biased off of other people. Because
yes, yep.
that's my case. I'll be very honest with it. Like I totally biased, well, was biased by certain individuals, but when you actually get to talk, one on one, it's like a completely different realm. So
Well, that's like something I decided for myself a little while back was, except for a very few people that I can trust, what they say. I thought, if you're going to tell me whatever that, Boot said on his show that, you know, he hates Hawaiian people or whatever, it's like, show me the fucking clip. I'm not taking anybody's word for anything anymore. You're going to say somebody did this or said that, show me the proof, and I've been getting more, and like when me and Nikki were saying just as you came up, like we here never were too far into, we leaned a certain way, you know, but we weren't totally in the camps. And well, I was going to say, like what you were saying, though, that the last couple weeks I've had my favorite times on YouTube since I started. And it started with the night Killa and Jeff did the crossover episode. And it was you and Killa and Jeff and Angel, right? On that one, we lost
Yeah,
you.
I think it was. I
and
think it
then
was.
and then the next night we had like a full panel on Boots, and it was people from all different. And that was like, I mean, that was just like so great. And I thought that was like the best time I had on YouTube. And then right after that, we had that marathon thing of when Todd attacked MBK, and we sat there all night watching
yeah,
everybody do those and making fun. But but those two shows, those two crossovers, that was just so great. And there's some people who can't accept that, but you know,
a lot. We piss off a lot of people doing that, man. Trust me. Like
yeah,
I lost a couple of viewers from that, which I expected it, and it is what it is. I mean, people they have more than, you know, they can go wherever they want.
mm.
But um
Well, I won't bother mentioning her name, but I remember seeing one. I know she's a mod in Todd's, and I think she's a mod in Killa's too. And she that night, the first night, with just the four of you, she said in Killer's chat, "Well, if he's going to start doing this, I'm not coming back here anymore." And that disappointed me. But anyway, you were saying something.
No, I saw a lot of people saying that same thing in like Jeff's chat.
Yeah.
He made me a mod, and a lot of people were really upset over it. And
Oh,
to be fair,
yeah.
I can totally understand.
Well, and I'll tell you right now, Boot, you're gonna lose a lot of I guess street cred because you've been on a panel with me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, maybe, but in the end, it's just like it comes to a point where, you know, there may be some things that I definitely don't approve of or maybe disagree of, but like it kind of stops there. I mean, I'm not a fucking puppet master. I can't sit there and tell other grown adults what to do. I know there's a lot of other individuals out there who feel like they can do that exact same thing, but me personally, it just comes to a point where I don't even realize how I found myself in this weird fucking corner of the internet. And honestly, like, I'm just kind of fucking sick and tired of all the stupid ass little kid bullshit. I don't care if
Yes.
it comes to Chris. I don't care if it comes to Tav. And here's the thing: I'm not innocent myself. I've partaken in a lot of this stupid little kid bullshit too. But
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
realized over time that that's all it is. It's just little kid stupid bullshit. I mean, when you really boil it down, what it comes down to is you have a bunch of adults who, in their spare time, they're in this little area, and they do their thing in this area. And that's all it is in the end. I mean,
Well,
it's
Right.
it's grown to such this weird fucking level of like I don't even say like tribalism, but just like, I relate YouTube very much to like WWE. I would say that
Yes.
a lot of us are very like enhanced online compared to how we are like in real life.
Mm.
And I think that's just like a natural thing, just to kind of like be a slightly different person online than you are in real life.
Well,
And
I'll
I'm not saying
disagree.
like you're different, but it's just like you're accentuated, right? It's just more of you being genuine and kind of honest because I don't know.
I'll disagree with you a little bit on that. You meet me in person, you're going to say he's this exact same asshole that he is online. You know, I don't put on any kind of mask or anything but yeah, my thing too, I over the last few weeks, I mean, there's a couple people that I will not associate with online anymore. You mentioned two of them. You can guess the third. But I have over the last few weeks different times when I'm in someone's chat and somebody says something about like Chris, who, like I said, I just can't really stand him anymore. But I'll be like, no, that is not what Chris said or did. I mean, I have even stuck up for Todd at times, going, no, no, you totally misread that,
Right. I
because
totally get that, man. Here's the thing. So I get what you're saying. I would argue that for me, when it comes to my whole boot character, I'm definitely a little more savage, I'd say. And yeah, I
yeah,
mean, I definitely do play up, you know, I guess being a bit more savage. But in the end, it's like when it comes to Chris, right? Um, yeah, I'm not very happy at a lot of our interactions we've had. I'm not happy a lot, about like a lot of things that he's said about me, which is why I've said,
mm,
certain things about him. But in the end, even when it comes to, a dumbass like Chris, I mean, he's still a fucking human being. He's still somebody's son, somebody's brother, right?
yeah,
And what it comes down to is it's just like, it's just like even the other night I noticed he came into Hill Pirate Studios and right away just started making it all about himself, like he typically
well,
does. And actually, I think it was you specifically and a different
yes,
person who was like,
yeah,
dude, like, yeah, Chris, come in here, make it all about your fucking self. Nobody cares.
yeah,
And
I
then,
called him out on it.
yeah. And then I saw the next message from him. And as much as I really don't like Chris, like I really kind of just sat and digested his next comment, which was, Jeff, man, can you just do anything to make me laugh, man? Like I'm really going through a rough time.
Yeah, I saw that too, but and again, I was not being totally objective on it, but to me that looked like a drama whore kind of a thing. He was just looking for attention, but I could be wrong.
It's
But yeah,
possible.
well, that's something that like me and Killen and Ariel used to always joke about with Chris. You know, he comes in and joins your panel, and you're like talking about your Fourth of July barbecue. It's like, oh yeah, I went and got the expensive beef. We
Muckster,
made these great.
you said 4th of July barbecue, man. Speaking of 4th of July barbecue, that
Wait a
makes me
minute.
think of Independence
Yeah,
Day,
Wait a
which
minute,
makes me
wait
think
a
about
minute, wait
rap.
a minute, wait a minute. See,
exactly.
this right here is how I got my name. Is because look, I just worked my magic again.
Yeah,
It actually was Chris did come up on one of our panels, and
that's right. Yeah,
Chris being Chris has to talk over everybody, and I worked my magic, and we actually had a real
yeah,
conversation back and forth. It wasn't just one person,
yeah.
and that's
Nikki,
how
Nikki actually settled them down.
I
So
got the
so you're the
bitch.
reason why he's like actually talking and not just like fucking shouting over people now?
I don't know, ask Muckster.
I'd say good
Yeah.
job because I've definitely noticed it. I've
Oh
actually
yeah.
pointed it out several times like the last month and a half. I'm like, man, it's really weird how Chris all of a sudden like is like logical, like, well, not really logical, but
Like, yeah.
he's at least civil. He doesn't just start fucking screaming at you. And
Yeah, I've
so
seen him go on panels too where he wasn't as bad anymore. He still has the, let's talk about me, but he actually let other people talk. But yeah, yeah, I even forgetting because I remember that night when I, I think I might have said something about, wait a minute, Nikki actually got Chris to stop and let someone else talk. And I don't know if Nikki called herself, I
I
think
called
she,
myself a
a
bitch.
witch. No, you called yourself a witch. And I said,
No.
is that spelled with a B? And that's when it became
Oh, yeah,
Wibbitch then.
yeah.
That's right. Yeah. You said, yeah, that's my witch powers. And I said, that's spelled with a B. And yep. But yeah, like we used to, like I say, we used to lean the Chris way. And I kind of started seeing a lot of his crap and that. But, you know, and I'm in that camp though that other people have said, I don't want to see any of these people go to jail. I think a lot of this back and forth with the law stuff is silly.
Mhm. The thing is, though, is whether they go to jail or not go to jail, we have to remember that we're all human. I mean, I
Yeah,
don't wanna see anybody go to jail, and then adding in the drama of YouTube, it's almost like it's a damn soap opera. You've got to tune in for that next episode. What's gonna be the next stupid thing that somebody pulls? Or, who who's the evil person this week?
yeah. Well, and that's part of. Oh, I also wanted to mention though that I like Alan said that Mimsy had him afraid of Tillamook extra sharp cheese cheddar now because of his take on cheese. But
I like cheese.
Cheese
um,
is good.
oh yeah, I'm a huge cheese fan. Always have
Yeah.
been.
If you guys look at my like thing under
Yeah,
boot, that's been there the whole time. So
yeah.
because
Oh,
Oh, I didn't even see
cheese
that.
is 80% more addictive than cocaine. Fun fact. Hey
Cheese
guys,
is its own food group.
it is literally, dude. Like anything I get, extra cheese. But yo, guys, for I got to move these presents, take a shower before I go to
Yep.
sleep. So if I
Hey,
don't talk
have
to
a
you guys afterwards, happy fucking holidays, man. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
hey Boot.
Yep.
Even if I do talk to you beforehand, have a good Christmas.
Well, good, man. Good. So,
Yep. Hope the littles
Seriously,
enjoy it.
yep, you
it,
guys do. So,
it's
thank you.
and it has been nice getting to know you a little bit the last few
Yeah,
whatever.
it's really nice to get a chance to like talk to people like one on one without like being biased by other people who are like trying to gatekeep
Yeah,
and shit. So,
we'll see ya.
yep, see you guys. Thank you.
It depends on participants and topics. What exactly does that mean, Alan?
I think when we were talking about like who to believe and stuff like that.
Um, no, like I said, and I 110% believe this at this point. It's, it's a soap opera.
Yeah, yeah, and it's like so many of the people involved, the ones who are the ones that it's about them, not just like these supporters. The thing they have in common is they just all love the attention. You know, they they like even when people are throwing rocks at them. It's like, well, at least they're throwing it at me instead of somebody else.
Yeah, you know, uh, just like, Cliff with the Vigilance Committee, when we started that, we wanted to bring everybody together, haters, whatever. We wanted to bring everybody together. And, that's a great idea. That's a wonderful goal. But, it actually took Flex to get arrested for
Yeah.
everybody to agree that that was outrageous.
Well, and that's kind of similar to what we were just talking about as far as with the silly internet stuff. It's kind of like the same thing that happened with Todd and MBK. So many people, when they watched that, they were rallying behind MBK. It was kind of like the same thing. It was like wherever you went,
Right.
people were saying, "Yeah, that was not right." So yeah, it's sort of like Flex was more of a real life thing, with that, but everybody was like, That was totally not right." Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, and I've always believed, and I'm probably wrong, but we all know that anyway.
mm,
But okay, just like me and you, Muckster, right? We can be adults, we can talk about whatever, but if I piss you off or you piss me off, we don't put it out there in public.
no, you're right.
Granted, behind, when I'm just talking to you and nobody else, we can be the nastiest that we need to be at that
Yeah,
time, but we can still act like adults wherever we need
well,
to.
and a lot of times with stuff like that too, you know, it, the private conversation, because sometimes, and for anybody listening, I'm just making up a scenario, but it's like say something happened tonight, and then we're backstage, and you go to me, you know what? You really hurt my fucking feelings when you said this about whatever. You know, a lot of times stuff like that, it's like the other person, me in this case, is sitting there going, I didn't realize that would bother you
Mhm.
so much. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, and like you're saying, if we would do that, if that had happened and we would do that now, then it becomes this big public thing, and it's a lot harder to make up afterwards then because now it's
Right,
become a thing. Yeah.
right,
Yeah. But,
because
so,
people would, what little few people we reach, it would be
yeah.
like, "Oh my god,
Well,
they're we've gotta pick sides and this, that, and the
yeah.
other," and it's like,
Of
"Whatever."
course, although if it did happen, like I said, we got, it says we have 5 people right now. But you figure by like 6 o'clock tomorrow evening, there would be 12 different channels that have
Versions.
showed showed it, and everybody be, but something I was thinking about is this little. I mean, we're mostly the conflicts, the YouTube conflict we're talking about is centered around a few people, and I just realized, we like to talk about common denominators, and what does GS's channel and Chris's channel and Tab's channel all have in common?
They're run by men? I
No,
don't know.
I was thinking it was you.
Oh, damn. You're
You're
right.
you're the poison pill.
I'm what caused all the poison in the community. Might as well. I mean, just place it all on my shoulders. That's okay. I've got big shoulders. I own all these channels.
Yeah, I was gonna say it. You mentioned about, I really like Cliff, and I like his like aims, but
Mhm.
sometimes he gets a little wacky for me. He's like a little too far out there on some of his ideas. But
But that's the joy of being human, is
yeah,
being able to accept those differences and still
yeah,
finding that common ground.
yeah. Well, that's like when talk talk about politics, and you know politics has changed so much over the last couple of decades, but I always believed, like if when you look at like us with a basically two-party system, I always thought it was good when you had some people that were just wacky out to the left, you know and you had other people that were just way over there on the right, because then that made it easier for the reasonable people to kind of come together in the middle then, and make reasonable laws or whatever. And we've kind of lost that now because now they just won't get together at all. But I always thought it was good to have those fringe elements, because then
Right.
the reasonable people could go, okay, like if you're the person way over on the you're on the right and I'm on the left, I could like look at you and go, well, at least she's not Marjorie Taylor Greene. I can deal with this lady.
Mhm. Well, and that's like I said earlier when I don't remember if you were there or not, but, I'm not a Republican, I'm not a Democrat.
Yeah,
There's ideas from both sides that I can agree with. I'm not super conservative where, women have to be barefoot and pregnant and all of that. Um, I'm also not super conservative where a little girl has to always wear frilly little dresses and
Yeah,
whatever. Let the little girl go out and get muddy and climb trees and play in the dirt. What does
yeah.
that hurt? You know?
That's my niece in New York, the one that I did the Ava song about. I was, I don't think I was talking about this online. I think I was talking about this to my one nurse or something the one day. I remember my actual niece Mary. She was one of those ones that she always her clothes had to match and everything. She was
Mhm.
she was she was like girly that way. I mean, she played softball and stuff, but she was still. And I remember saying, I hope when she gets older and stuff that she has a daughter who's just a total tomboy and wants to be out there rolling in the mud and all that. And Mary said, that's okay with me as long as she does it in a dress. And that's what she has. Because
Oh my
she
lord.
because I mean, there's four kids, married, three boys, and then the girl. So of course, she's got her three older brothers, and which she rules. But so she's just as tough as the boys. But it's like that's what happens. She's in her wearing a dress, but she's out there playing in the dirt. And,
Yeah. I just I let people be people. That's
yeah.
you know.
Well,
And the thing is my mother always, always, always had to put me in those, frilly little dress and the
yeah,
ruffles, the, little tights with the ruffles on the butt and all that. My dad, on the other hand, and by the way, my daddy, I am his spoiled rotten princess.
yeah,
I'm a daddy's girl. When my dad was taking care of us, because I've got 3 baby brothers, but,
yeah,
he would put me in jeans and a jean jacket with a chain around the
yeah,
shoulder, and it was like my mom would get so upset because, here he is dressing me like a boy and
yeah.
having me help him work on cars and all of this, and it was like, "Mom, but it's comfortable." You know, I
Yeah.
didn't want to grow up to be like her. I mean, that woman could not even pump her own gas. She was that spoiled.
My
I
mother was
wanted
more
to be able
mechanical
to
than I was.
Yeah, I wanted to be able to take care of myself and not have to depend on anyone, and my mother could not understand that.
You know, my other niece, Toby's mom, whenever she was just little, and I didn't want to do the whole, stereotype thing, that girls had to wear pink frilly dresses, and then, and I would like, for like Christmas or birthday or whatever, instead of giving her a Barbie doll, I'd give her like a football or something,
Mhm.
just to, because I didn't want to like be the one forcing, the image on her and stuff. But she was like, I mean, when she was 3 years old, she used to sit there and she loved the Bride magazine. She was just always into the dresses and stuff like that. It was like, you know, forget the football. Of course, that's the curse I made on her because she was not into like sports or anything, and you know, she hated being forced to have gym class. That just was not her thing.
Mhm.
And the curse I made on her was I hope she has a son who's just like totally into sports.
Mhm.
And that one came true because that's Toby. Toby is like, I don't know if he was like 4 or whatever, and it was like, oh, let's see if he likes soccer,
Mm-hmm.
and it was like, boom, he loved soccer, and then it was like, hey, they're starting basketball after soccer's over, and then they're having baseball, and he's just a total. I thought, I wish instead of like wishing that stuff on my nieces, I would have been like, I'd really love to see like me win the lottery.
Right. Well, and the funny thing is my daughter, she even with the twin, the boy twin,
Yeah.
oh, he's gonna be a football player and he's gonna this and he's gonna that. And I just look at her and go, don't say that because it's gonna be the complete opposite.
Yeah.
The oldest, the one with the 2 brain cells and they're fighting for 3rd.
Yeah.
Um, she was always with him, that's her baby and this, that, and the other, and it's like, yeah, he's the one that's gonna be causing you hate, hell, and discontent.
Yeah. Well, that's like one of the things I like with Toby, like his dad did not push any of that sports on him. That was all Toby's thing. You know, I was always hate when you see those families where, and of course it'd be the dad with the son. It's like, yes, my son's going to be a football player. It's like, no, maybe your son wants to be an artist.
Yeah, well, like I was saying with the twins, the boy and the girl, you know, the boy's gonna be the football player and
Yeah.
blah blah blah. Let me tell you what, that little girl is tougher than
Yeah.
anybody, and the boy is very sensitive and caring. Um, the girl though, oh my God, she definitely lives up to her name, which is
Well,
an evil.
know, I've always liked girls that kick ass and can, and it's probably I'm sure it's probably a thing from my mother because my mother, like I said, she didn't need my dad to hang a picture for her or whatever. In fact, the one year for Christmas, I gave my mother a toolbox, and it was like
Mhm.
perfect for her. So that's I always like. I I am not threatened. If I'm in a relationship, I'm not threatened by a woman who can like change the oil in the car because I'm no good at that, and it doesn't bother me if she could do that. Or hey, she makes more money than me. Great. I like having more money. I've never had a problem with. Like I said, I actually like strong women.
Right.
We'll
Have a
see,
good night,
Alan.
Alan.
Thanks for stopping in. Yeah, and have a great Christmas because I doubt if I'll be doing a live tomorrow night.
Oh, you mean you're gonna sleep?
I did. Well, like I said, I fell asleep. I fell asleep watching Killa earlier. I I was like glad my nurse came because after she left, I laid down for a couple hours. I actually was slept longer, but I set my alarm, afraid I'd sleep through that Toby be coming, and then found out that he wasn't. He was down in his grandmother's anyhow, so we didn't have our Toby show this week. But yeah, I I might. I mean, and I'm not inviting you or anything. Not looking for. depending on my mood, I might go live like on Christmas while I'm sitting here just see if there's any other people just out there hanging around by themselves.
Yeah, I don't know what we're doing.
Well, like I said, you got grandkids and stuff.
Yeah, but I'm not sure where they're going, if they're going to his mom's or my ex's, or who knows what
Yeah,
they're gonna do. With them being right next door, they just pop in whenever they want anyway. The oldest one actually comes over here every night right after supper just to see what kind of leftovers we have. And now, of course, he'll have ate at home,
yeah.
but he'll every night right after supper, he's over here. What do you got? I'm like, didn't your mother feed you? Well, yeah, but I'm still hungry. Well, go home and eat. No, your food's better. No, I want Papa's chili. Okay, whatever. Just like, and I don't understand this. Their mother can make a pitcher of iced tea.
Mm.
And we have iced tea over here. And every single one of those kids swear that the iced tea over here is better than the iced tea over there.
I ever tell you the story of the UPS lady that used to come to the library all the time? Uh, the macaroni and cheese story with her grandkids.
I think so, but go ahead.
Yeah, she had the kids for the weekend the one time, and it was like she asked her daughter, well, what do they like to eat? And her daughter said, oh, they'll eat macaroni and cheese every day. So grandma made macaroni and cheese. She took macaroni and 3 different cheeses and a lot of, made macaroni and cheese. And the when the kids first looked at it, it's like, what is that? Well, your mom said you had macaroni and cheese, and they're like, why isn't it orange? So, and then she said, well, just try it. So then, like Monday or Tuesday, she's talking to her daughter, and the daughter goes, you've really ruined my life. It's like, why? Well, because now they say they just want the kind of macaroni and cheese that grandma makes. They don't want it out of the box anymore.
Yeah, like I said, I don't understand kids anymore. These kids are just, everything over here is so much better. The soft peppermint candies, like what you put in your hot cocoa.
Yeah, I just got a thing of them today, as a matter of fact. Yep.
I can take half of that, bucket or whatever that you get.
Yeah.
And take it over to their house. And they'll eat them or whatever. And they'll come over here and get the same thing. But they're better over here.
Mm.
They're like, oh, I like these so much better than the ones at home. What?
They came out of the same box. Yeah. It is funny. I just got a bucket of them today. I'd run out a while ago. Oh, I don't know. Do we really want her in here?
That's up to you.
Angel.
Fuck you.
You wish.
Wow.
I mean, you're not wrong, but you don't answer any of my emails anymore. Like, how dare you?
Oh, I just realized I looked at my phone earlier and I saw you sent me something, but haven't got a chance to see what it was.
I see how it is. I see how it
Yeah.
is. You
Well,
get
you
so
have
big
to.
and popular that you can't support these
Yeah,
smaller channels anymore.
you have to understand. I have friends, so it's like people
Well,
like you are on the back burner.
Wow. You're a real
you
asshole.
sent me that friendship bracelet though.
You know, see, like something you don't understand. I guess you're not that worldly. That's
We
not a
just got
friendship.
really popular.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
sorry.
not. It's not a friendship bracelet. Those are called handcuffs. Hello, Rabbit and MBK.
You weren't supposed to reveal parts of our relationship.
Oh, I hate to tell you, but he does that all the time.
Does he?
Yes, he does.
How duplicitous of him.
That's right. Yes. No,
Why
another
are you
one of those
such a
things that came
subversive,
out of this.
Muckster?
No, it's sneaky squirrel shit.
Well, so the duplicitous thing. I don't know if you were here that one night where they Angel and I think that was the day MBK was here with us, but it was right after Angel had been over on somebody else's channel and had a nice conversation with him and stuff. And then they were in here and we're talking, and that person came into my chat and saw Angel here and oh yeah, you duplicitous bitch, and it's like, oh my God, she visited somebody else's channel too.
Yeah.
I have told you and told you and told you from day one that you have to pick sides. And
Right?
if you don't pick
Here
the
you go,
right
yo.
side and you're not loyal and you're not, a good girl and in the kitchen, then
Yeah. You have to make sandwiches.
Somebody called for a squirrel?
Where's the damn sweet tea?
It's in my refrigerator. And actually, Muckster, you'll be happy to know he's in there making fucking egg salad now.
I could go for an egg salad sandwich right now. I
He's
won't go that
boiling the
far for it.
eggs.
So, Muckster, what's the deal? You have a party and none of us are invited?
Yeah, but you kind of found me anyway.
You used to message me when you were going to go live.
Right?
Well, this one, I did a short thing making fun of everybody's moronic Brit or whatever the hell he is.
Oh, yeah.
And as I was closing out, I saw Nikki in chat saying, how long are you going to be live? So then I messaged her and I said, well, I can go live if you want. So it just kind of happened spur of the moment.
You talking about Mr. Mimsy?
No, of course not.
He's the one who thinks that when milk starts to turn, it makes cream.
Oh, that was so weird.
You saw that? And then it goes from cream to like cottage cheese or something. It's like, oh my God.
It goes from cream into cottage cheese. And then from cottage cheese, it goes into cheese.
Yeah.
And then cheese turns into blue cheese.
Yes, when it gets moldy and they still eat it, they just call it blue cheese and it's fancy then. It's like,
It's fancy
holy
and artisanal.
crap.
Also known as penicillin.
Yeah.
Try get penicillin and eat the green cheese.
If he would have stopped just like at the very beginning and said the reason he doesn't trust milk is, well, they have to pasteurize it, otherwise you could catch all these diseases. You'd think,
Okay,
okay,
that's
but that's why
rational.
it is pasteurized, so you're not going to get those diseases. But if that's the way you feel, fine, or you know. But when he went into, I mean, as soon as he said it starts to go and it turns to cream, it's like, oh my God, you know nothing. You know nothing.
Cream is what
But
rises to the top and you scrape it off.
Yeah,
That's what
that's
isn't that what like half and half is, or vitamin D or something like that? Isn't that the like thick stuff of milk?
yeah,
well, yeah. You're
it's
kind of
the thick.
It's
yeah. It's
non-homogenized milk is what has
mhm.
the cream rise to the top. You have to
Yeah,
shake.
it's yeah. It's kind of it's like how you said about half and half and what it's like each version of the milk. Okay,
Hmm.
say well, I mean, and you can buy like just the heavy, but like the half and half, and then like the whole milk and the 2% and the 1%. Basically, what each of them mean is it's like the cream content, basically.
Yeah, and
You
then
know,
skim milk is just like milk water. It's
Milk
yeah.
with diluted with water, right? Or something.
no, it's milk with all the fat removed. So it's like the water of the milk.
Ah.
Should have let MBK explain all that because he lives out in the mountains and stuff. He milks his own cows and
Is that true?
No, it ain't true.
Oh, okay.
No, I thought that
Now,
was
now,
true.
when I was younger, I did work on a dairy farm, but they did the electric milking, so you had to hook up all the hoses and clean all the milkers, the metal containers to put on the udders,
Hmm.
and
But then you
then
got fired because you tried to milk a bull.
no, hell no, I grew up.
Bully sticks. Every time I hear the word bull.
I grew up stripping tobacco and working on a cow farm. So
yeah,
My dad
I've
my
told
dad grew
this
up on a
story.
farm and they had a cow, and the cow got really attached to or no, it wasn't a cow, it was they said it was a steer, and the steer
Okay.
got really attached to my grandma
Oh,
and
jeez.
like followed her everywhere, followed her into the house, into the kitchen, and that's how they figured out that it wasn't a steer, it was a bull.
Yeah, I've told this story a few times. When I was little, there was the guy across the street had a couple of cows, you know, and so years later, when I'm going to college, hey, there you go, Nikki. I was in college. I
Uh-huh.
used to,
Fake news.
I
What
used
was
to,
college like in 1905?
I used to like just to get away from things. I'd get in my car and just go wherever the car led. And the one time I was out driving around, I'm going up this little country road, and this is one of the cool things about Pittsburgh. My college was like 15 miles outside of Pittsburgh, and I didn't
Did
have
you
to
have to
drive
walk
far
in
to
the
be on that
snow
country.
uphill both ways?
Can I finish my story before you make fun of everything? So anyway, I'm driving up this road, and I have my windows open, and I'm smelling something, and I can't quite think what is that smell, but I really liked it. It was like this sort of a sweet smell, and I'm driving up, and the road was coming to a dead end, and I realized what I was smelling was the manure pile.
That's the smell of money.
Well, what it was just, I think it just like triggered childhood memories. It's just like, but yeah, that's like, oh yeah, that pile of cow shit over there smells good. Anyway, Oh, by the way, you guys weren't here at the beginning. If anybody has any cool Christmas stories, we started off with that kind of stuff. Something from when you were a kid or something about your kids, whatever.
And crickets.
Yeah, you all hate Christmas. A bunch of Grinches.
Hey, you're
No.
the one with the red face.
Yeah. Hey, I didn't notice
Devil
that.
Santa.
By the way, I keep forgetting to mention every time, and there's not many people here, but I want to promote, Ariel's music channel. It's called If You Know, You Know. Go and watch his thing on the Grinch. It's called like The Last Grinch of Winter Haven. It's kind of like a history of the Grinch that we all know. And I just love it's not a song. It's like a spoken word thing, and I love it.
Do you have the link to it? I've never. I don't even know what his channel is.
Yeah, I could find
Hang-
it easy enough. Go ahead if you want to do it, Nikki.
I was just going to look it up because, I thought that was my job.
I'll listen to anybody as long as they're decent, you know.
So you forget, Nikki, I'm not like those other people you're used to. I don't make you do all the button pushing, but you're good at it.
Not going to go there, Muckster. Not going to go there. I was just talking about, like, when we were all talking this morning, every time somebody would bring up something. Yep, Nikki's
Well,
looking that up. Give us just a
yep.
minute.
Yep, Nikki is Googling that right now. It's like, yeah, I am. How'd you know?
The Grinch one?
Yeah, the last Grinch, the one that shows the
Okay.
father reading the.
Yeah. I'm going to put it in the back chat because I don't have. Actually, do you want to just play it or you want everybody go over there?
Well, it's 6 minutes long. It's up to you guys if you wanted to watch it.
I don't mind.
I don't mind.
All right, hang on. The Last Grinch.
I could probably stay for a little bit, but I got sandwiches to make.
You have to bring it up in here. Oh, wait, I'm on the wrong page. Never mind.
I do know how to do it sometimes.
Long before the Who's of Whoville lit up their town in bright ribbons of red and gold, before their carols echoed across the snow-covered valley, before the great bells chimed from the steeple, there existed another people. They were known as the Grinches of Winter Hollow, tall, green-furred beings with eyes like cold lanterns, hearts fierce and warm, and laughter that rolled like thunder down the mountains. They lived in silence and peace in the frozen woodlands far beyond Whoville's border. But peace in Whoville was not always peace for others. The Who's believed deeply, fiercely, and without question in their ancient winter religion. A faith they claimed brought joy to all their hymns, filled the streets with cheer. But behind that cheer was a history written in sharpened candy cane spears and polished silver blades. In one bitter winter, the Who's declared a sacred cleansing, a holy crusade for unity. And for the Grinches, unity meant extinction. The sky turned red over Winter Hollow as fire spread through the trees. The Who's marched with banners of snowflakes and bells, singing hymns as they purged every green-furred soul they could find. Every home, every family, every child. In a single night, winter swallowed a civilization whole. But one survived. A young Grinch, traumatized and frozen in fear, hid deep in an avalanche cavern as the snow sealed him in like a tomb. For a century, the world forgot him, the last echo of a murdered people trapped beneath layers of ice. When the thaw came, he emerged into a world that had forgotten the screams, forgotten the fire, forgotten the blood in the snow. The Who sang their hymns as if history had never happened. He climbed the high mountains seeking solitude, safety, distance, and built a hermit's life among the jagged rocks, looking down at the town that had slaughtered his kin. He sharpened traps, carved warning totems, and fed his hatred through long winters. He hated them every day, but Christmas... oh, Christmas was worst of all. For every Christmas morning, at the exact hour the purge had begun a century ago, the Who's bells rang, their voices rose in hymns, the same hymns sung by the ones who burned his home and butchered the hollow. Their celebration was his trauma. And the Who's never questioned why their joy made the mountain tremble. The day he finally snapped, the day his grief erupted into rage, he came down from the mountain wrapped in frost and fury. He stole their gifts, their food, their decorations, anything that carried their sacred symbols. He nearly destroyed Christmas entirely. But then, he was caught. On the highest peak, surrounded by Who's ready to kill the monster who ruined their holy day, the Grinch faced death once more, yet something inside him, not love, not forgiveness, but the raw instinct to survive, flickered like a dying ember. So he changed, not his heart, but his strategy. He bowed his head, he softened his voice, he pretended to understand their hymns. He pretended to see the light, and the Who's, eager to maintain the purity of their holiday, declared it a miracle. Some say his heart grew 3 sizes that day, but it was only the story Who's told to sleep better at night, the truth. He assimilated to survive, and ever since he has lived among them, the last Grinch of Winter Hollow, smiling through his teeth as the bells ring each Christmas dawn. And though he plays the part, trims the tree, carves the roast beast, when the wind howls across Mount Crumpet, when the snow settles in red hues at twilight, you can still hear him whisper to the ghosts of his people, "I'll never forget you," not even under their songs. And deep below the mountain, in the frozen remnants of Winter Hollow, something stirs. For legends say the Grinches were not just strong. They were ancient. And some things frozen do not stay dead forever. If you know, you know.
So how's that for Christmas?
That was pretty badass.
Other than the Grinch looks like Sasquatch or Bigfoot. We were talking about that earlier today, too.
I'm a huge fan of the original Grinch movie, and I just love this like alternate history of it.
It's unique. Sorry if my voice keeps going in and out. I got laryngitis putting that battery on today.
I didn't notice anything.
It sucks to have to work on your own vehicles.
Yeah. especially if you have a Dodge Stratus, because if you have to put a new battery in, you have to take a wheel off to do it.
Well,
Oh,
that one there, you
jeez.
got to take the air box off. You got to take off the overflow tank. You got to take off 3 or 4 stabilizers. It's a 2-hour job.
Yeah. With a Dodge Stratus, you have to have a jack stand, though.
I'm just glad it was warm today. Well, warm-ish.
It's like 20 here right now.
It's supposed to be 65 tomorrow and 70 Wednesday or Thursday.
Yeah, that's nice.
And then drop back out. We're supposed to get a blizzard.
It's one of the great things about living around here, or like Nikki's a cold weather person, is when you, well, that's as far as I was going, is like the temperature will go up to 40 and you're like, oh man, that's nice. It's like,
No, I was arguing with you about being a cold weather person.
Oh.
I am not a
I-
cold weather person. Did you forget?
well, I just meant you were of the climate.
Yeah, no. Give me 80 degrees all year long and I'll be happy.
I'm gonna
give me
jump out of
60
here.
degrees all year long.
I'm gonna jump out here and let y'all talk. I just want to come and tell y'all Merry Christmas.
Merry
too.
Christmas.
BK.
Hope y'all have a great day.
Bye.
Yep, enjoy. No.
I just came up here to yell at Muckster, but then it's turned nice for a while. I don't know.
Y'all take care.
You
Yeah,
too.
you too.
Have fun. He's got grandkids, so he should have a good day.
Why are you doxing people?
Well, it's not like I said his real, well, of course, his real name's been put out there by certain people, but I still won't.
Muckster, stop talking about the children.
Boot was in earlier before you got here.
Really?
Yeah. Who else? Wasn't somebody else in here too, Nikki?
Killamilla.
No,
You
but
know
I mean,
what?
he didn't. But
We were
Killa didn't come up. Killa was just in chat.
we were streaming with Rabbit, and Boot popped in for like a second and said he was going to bed. Then he loaded up a video game, so he was like, "Fuck y'all, I'm gonna play games."
No, it was just me and you, and then Boot.
Yeah, that's what I mean. He came up on, like Killa
Yeah.
came in and visited, but Boot was the only one that came up. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't really see anybody else live when I was going. Apparently, I must not have Rabbit. Must not be subscribed to him.
Wow. Silence.
That's nothing new over
Yeah.
here. It used to be we would be on a live and somebody would say something and all you would hear is people's keyboards.
Oh.
Or we'd be doing something and Muckster would be like, what were you guys talking about? I was over on another page. Oh, kind of like you did with the I have to bring it up because you were looking at another page.
Oh, whenever, yeah. Well, that's, but, or no, that's not when I was messaging Nerdy. I don't know what I was looking for. I think that might have been, I was actually going to this YouTube to pin the thing.
Oh.
Yeah, we used to have one person in particular that you'd be sitting there and you'd hear,
No drama, Muckster.
well, didn't mention any names. I am sorry Nerdy didn't find us. Like I said, she's been bugging me for weeks. When are you guys going to go live again? You haven't gone live in a long time.
Yeah. And, you know, Mr. Nicky's upset too. He was asking for the first 15 minutes, where's Nerdy?
Well, might get to see Cart. Maybe afternoon over there right now for her. Maybe she'll find us for a bit.
Yeah, but it's also summertime over there, so
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
she's probably out fighting all her, you know, alligators or whatever in her back 40. Either that or
Spiders,
trying to find a
snakes,
helicopter.
What was that, Angel?
spiders, snakes,
Oh, yeah.
crocodiles,
Killer goats,
jellyfish.
bungee smugglers.
Mm-hmm. No, Budgie, B-U-D-G-I-E.
Budgie, yeah. I knew something sounded wrong. Yeah, Budgie.
Or she's boxing a kangaroo.
Well, that one time she said something about budgie smugglers, and we were all like, "What's a budgie smuggler?"
It's a
And
bird.
that's no, the budgie is, but a budgie smuggler is a guy with a speedo.
Oh. Okay.
See, we run an educational channel here.
Have you ever budgie smuggled?
No.
No.
No. Acorn smuggling. Yeah,
Well, at least it's not black squirrel.
Yeah, I thought you were going to say anaconda smuggling or something.
my anaconda brings all the girls to the yard.
Okay. And that is just a picture that I did not need to have described. Did you know that ticks live in the wintertime?
I did not know that. I don't think they can survive up here in the wintertime because it gets like 40 below.
But
Uh,
I assume obviously they live through the winter, but are they active in the wintertime?
Yeah, I pulled 2 of them off the dogs today.
Wow.
Oh.
The only reason why I even said anything is because one of
Yeah.
them was chewing on him, on his elbow. But he just had an itch, I guess.
I heard that gasp and I thought, oh, good, somebody's got something to say.
Oh, I was just gonna ask these idiot dogs. The deer aren't out in the field, so you can just quit. No, the other day we went, it was right at dusk, and we went to get in the truck to go somewhere, and they were, out. And I look across the field, and there's a whole herd of deer. I'm like, well, those deer are, intelligent, I guess. They're not afraid of the dogs.
Was it your dogs the one time we were online and you must have been on speaker or something that my fire siren went off here and they were going nuts looking
Oh,
for the fire truck?
yes. Because, of course, every time our siren goes off, they're out there howling. It's like if I don't hear the scanner, I just, have to listen to the dogs and know that the rescue squad or the fire department's going out.
I'll tell you one thing about Angel that you might not know. She has good taste in movies.
Oh, I thought you were going to say she has good taste in men because she likes you.
we both love Love Actually.
Such a good movie. I haven't watched it yet this year, but I should.
Yeah. Another one of those movies that it was, I don't know if it was better, but it was like every time I watched that one, it was like I focused on a different part of the movie.
Yeah, you notice something different every time you watch it.
Yeah. It's like all the different relationships. It's like the first time you watch it, maybe you're sort of just because at the time he was the biggest name, you might watch sort of focused on like the Hugh Grant story. But and then it's like each time it's like, oh, okay, I just noticed this going on and that going on,
Yeah.
Oh, that's one of the ones I haven't seen. You got to remember, my recent, and I mean past 15, 20 years, have all been like kids' movies.
Yeah. Well, you should get a chance to. I really like it. It's one of my favorite just movies.
Mhm.
Not just Christmas movie. But then again, it is a chick flick, so you might not like it.
True. Yeah.
There's so many famous people in that movie.
Yeah, because well, I used to be a big Keira Knightley lover,
Mm-hmm.
and Liam Neeson.
Yep.
Who? Oh, who's the guy
Martin
that goes?
Freeman.
Yeah,
Martin Freeman, Andrew Lincoln,
yeah, Andrew Lincoln. Yeah.
Chiwetel Ejiofor. Laura Linney.
Yeah.
Emma Thompson.
Yeah.
Bill Nye.
The science guy.
No, not the science guy.
Yeah.
The other one.
NIGHT. That's right. Yeah, he was hilarious in that. That's the movie, Nikki, that I'm sure you've seen either seen this scene or seen a like parody of it. Andrew Lincoln is standing there with the like stack of cards, you know, where he's saying, because he's like saying he
Tell him
can't
it's
talk
Carol
out loud to
Singers.
the girl, and he's like, you know, showing her the card and then dropping it and showing her the next card.
Say it's Carol Singers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. Isn't ringing a bell for me, but.
Oh, who's the other guy? Colin Firth.
That's the one I was trying to think. I was going to say to you, what was the name of the guy that went to France?
Colin Firth. Oh, who's that other person? Mr. Bean, isn't it?
Yeah. Yep. He makes an appearance. Yeah, it really was loaded.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like some of them, they weren't really famous yet, but some of them were, you know.
You could always end the stream and we could watch.
I have trouble getting a lot of movies to work. I think they've been doing something with the codecs in them. You download them, and it's like they've done something where the audio will not play. Because we've a couple times we've done movies a couple times. At first we were doing them. We'd get like old silent movies that you didn't have copyright problems. And then we did try doing like backstage. And the last one, I forget what the one we were going to do. Me and Ariel were talking about it, and luckily when I like tested it, it just, like I said, the audio won't play on them. They seem perfectly fine, but it's just something, they're doing something weird with them, I think, to keep you from being able to pirate them or whatever.
Yeah.
Or to share them.
Yeah. Well, and that movie also has they included one of my favorite songs of all time, God Only Knows.
Oh, yeah. That's such a good song. Do you know what show that was the theme song of? There was
I don't remember.
A popular TV show, and that was the theme song.
No, I don't remember it.
It's called Big Love. It was about a Mormon dude and his 3 wives.
Yeah, I never watched it.
It was Bill Paxton, And then Jean Triplehorn, Chloe Sevigny, and I forget who the other actress was that played the other wife. It was a really good show, actually.
I'd heard of it, and I always thought it was a reality show.
Oh yeah, no, it's a drama. Amanda Seyfried is in it too. Aaron Paul is in it. It's a good show. It's about fundamentalist Mormons.
Don't you hate when every once in a while you'll come across a movie that has a cast like that, and it's like, oh, I never heard of this movie, and you look and you go, oh wow, it's got this guy and this guy and this guy, and then you watch and it's like, wow, how did they get these people to do this movie? This sucks.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Alan Rickman is in it too.
Yeah. See, that's the kind of thing. Like if you look at a movie and you see Liam Neeson and Alan Rickman, and that you go, okay, well, this is probably going to be a good movie, and sometimes it doesn't quite come out that way.
Mm-hmm. Kind of like everything that The Rock has been in lately.
I kind of felt bad. A couple years ago, I made a comment online. I said, this Sylvester Stallone, I think it was pretty sure, yeah, it was Stallone. It was like, does he owe the IRS a lot of money or something? Because it had like this string of movies that really sucked. And then it was like a couple months after I said that, found out that he had, it wasn't Stallone. Who am I thinking of? It was another,
Schwarzenegger?
no, it was another action guy though. Because Stallone just had that TV show, it wasn't. But anyway, they had, it wasn't dementia, but it was a disease that caused dementia, and he was doing a bunch
Bruce
of
Willis?
movies. That's who it was, Bruce Willis, yeah.
Yeah.
And he was doing a bunch of movies to leave money for his kids and that while he was still,
Yeah. I was gonna say, well, Stallone is a Trump supporter, so but
I was just telling somebody else we were talking about different movies and that. Did you ever hear, like in like in the 80s, I guess mostly Stallone and Schwarzenegger just did not really like each other at all because it was like a big competition between them. The two of them were, like a lot of the same kind of roles and stuff. And do you remember Stallone doing a movie called Stop or My Mom Will Shoot?
I've heard of the movie.
Yeah, it was a bad movie. Estelle Getty, I think it was, from Golden Girls, played his mother, but it was like this comedy action movie, and it just was not good at all. But the story behind it is Schwarzenegger, somebody had given him the script for it, and he read it, and it's like he saw this is not a good movie. So he had people like put it out there that he was looking at doing that movie. And so just because they were so competitive, Stallone jumped on it. It's like, oh, get me that movie. It's like Schwarzenegger tricked him into making a suck ass movie just because of their competition.
Oh, speaking of Schwarzenegger, that's another really good Christmas movie. Jingle All the Way.
Yeah.
And actually that ties into a story from my childhood for Christmas too. So I live in Minnesota, and the Mall of America opened in like 97, I think, or something. No, 92. I don't know, But they filmed that movie in Minneapolis and at the Mall of America. And we were at the mall one day and they were filming the movie. And like we were going down an escalator and Schwarzenegger's stunt double was going up the other side of the escalator. So I saw his stunt double. And there might be me in the background of some of those shots. I don't know.
That'd be
See.
wild.
They had everybody that came into the mall that day sign like a release. So it was fun.
My niece in New York was an extra in several movies when she was still a kid. It was like they made a lot of movies up like where they live, and she always said she was going to grow up and go to Hollywood and be an actress, and instead she decided to have 4 kids. And
Yeah. Nowadays, you're better off moving to Toronto to become an actress. That's where all the movies are made now. Get your start in Toronto, and then you move to Hollywood.
I know Toronto was always a big one that they'd use for movies that were supposed to be set in New York City.
Oh, yeah.
So, Nikki, I was waiting for you to say when Jingle All the Way came out, when she was saying, oh, I think, was it like 92 or something? I was waiting for you then to go, okay, it came out in 1994.
Actually, I was stuffing my mouth with the egg salad sandwich that I just got handed.
Mm.
Oh, 2 a.m. egg salad. Sounds good, actually.
I do that a lot of times, but I always figure 2, but then again, I'll be up till 5 or 6, so it's not quite the same as.
Yeah.
I was actually thinking of making some microwave nachos after I did my Mimsy thing, and then instead somebody forced me to go live.
Don't even. I don't force you to do anything.
Yeah, okay, we'll go with that story.
Egg salad what? Makes the day go round.
Ooh, you know what I just realized too? I have some cinnamon bagels out there. I bet egg salad would go real good on a cinnamon bagel.
Ugh,
Mm-mm.
that sounds terrible.
Well, see, I'm the type of person that cinnamon goes with about anything, which makes all my food health food because cinnamon's good for you.
Keep telling yourself that.
I throw it in my hot chocolate, and that makes it a health drink. A lot of times I'll sprinkle some cinnamon in hamburger, like if I'm making hamburgers. And you gotta be careful you don't put too much, but a little taste of cinnamon is really good with a burger.
It's good in chili, too. And enhances the flavor of the spices.
That's what I was just thinking. Nikki mentioned Grandpa's chili earlier. I haven't made chili for a while.
I love making chili.
Now, Of course, y'all make it with beans. Never mind. I'm not even gonna ask.
No, I don't like beans in mine.
I do. I use kidneys.
If I'm making it for other people who are used to beans, then I'll use pintos. But I have to make sure that they cook enough so that they're really soft.
I can do the beanless. You know, I've had that before. I always forget the one restaurant I used to go to. Theirs was like it wasn't made with sauce, and it was good.
It's not made with sauce.
Yeah, it was just more like it was all just like in water, like soup, you know. But it
Oh,
wasn't soupy. It was thick like chili.
hmm.
Yeah, I'll have to. Well, I've got some green pepper and onion too, so that's be a good time to make some chili.
Yeah. You could teach Toby how to make chili.
I don't think he's interested in that stuff. He's got all his sports. He's big on books. I think one more thing might just be too much for him.
It would be a
Although
better cooking show than somebody we know.
I wouldn't be surprised though if maybe Toby was cooking today. If he was down at his grandmother's, they were probably making cookies all day and stuff.
Oh yeah. I always loved going to grandma's and she'd let me cook or bake anything I wanted to.
Yeah.
My mom didn't want me messing up the kitchen, but grandma didn't care.
Why? I never knew any of my grandparents. And my experience of grandparenting was my parents, watching them with, you know, the nieces and nephews.
Hmm.
And that's when I found out that, you know, there's that weird thing that happens because, like I always said, my mother, you know, you'd come home from school and be like, "Hey, mom, can I have a piece of celery?" And be like, "No, we're going to be eating dinner in 6 hours. It'll ruin your dinner," you know? Then all of a sudden, somebody decided to put grand in front of her name. And it was like, "You want another cookie? Mom, we're going to be eating in 10 minutes. Ah, it's not going to hurt him." You know, it's like, where did this woman come from? You know?
Yeah.
I may or may not be guilty of something like that.
Muckster, why did your voice for your mom sound Jewish? Are you subversive bagel?
Yeah. I don't know. It wasn't on purpose. Man, and again, we're not going to dwell on those people, but that's just another example of his thing of like wanting to be racist but being able to deny it, you know?
Mm.
When he does that stupid Yenta voice.
Oy vey.
Yeah, yeah.
Booby.
Mm.
You booby. I know.
That's
Can't
okay.
do it.
I really threw him for a loop.
You really what?
I really threw him for a loop
Oh,
when I finally told him not only am I a woman, haha, but I also happen to be Jewish.
oh yeah. Mm. You could have lied and said half black too, and that'd have just blown his whole.
Yeah.
Now, your avatar, it has red hair. Do you have red hair?
Yeah.
Because if you have red hair, you're black, according to him, you know.
Oh,
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why he said his wife has is 1.8% sub-Saharan African.
Oh, well, then we must be related because I have like 0.8% sub-Saharan.
Yep.
Well, whenever he says that, they'll go, "So I can't be racist."
Yep.
Like, yeah, no, you're racist.
I mean, what would really blow his mind is if he actually thought about it. If he went way back deep in his DNA, he probably has African in him too.
Oh yeah.
Just like he claims Viking is.
Yeah.
Which isn't even a race.
Yeah.
No.
Like I've said before, though, if you feel that way, just admit it.
Yeah.
Don't use the little, euphemisms or whatever.
I mean, look at that one lady in Minnesota who called the little boy the slur. She set up a GoFundMe afterwards and made millions of dollars.
Wow. Oh, so that's an idea, huh?
There you go. Just go out and be yourself and then feel so bad about being yourself.
Yeah.
Oh, please give me money because people are hurting my feelings now.
Show me
They're
on the
suing me.
doll.
They're suing me because I said some abhorrent things. Now give me money.
All I said is I don't want those people in my country.
All I did was call a little boy the N-word.
Yeah.
Yes, this is your hair. Dog.
A saying I've never really gone along with. I can remember a friend of mine one time when we were talking about, different people and that. And he goes, "Well, it takes all kinds." And I said, "Yeah, not really. There's plenty we can do without, but legally we're kind of stuck with them."
Yeah.
The heat is on. One thing about when you have hot air heat, it's great when it comes on, but then it cools off so fast.
Mm-hmm.
Hot
We've got
air heat.
ventless heaters.
Mm.
What is hot air heat?
The furnace heats up air and blows hot air through the house.
Yeah.
So
Forced
it's basically
air.
like the opposite of air conditioning.
Yeah, but isn't that Isn't that the only kind of heat?
Oh God, no.
Oh,
Like around here, this was the first place I ever lived in that had the air. Always had the hot water radiators, and they're great because once they got warmed up, then they stayed warm for a long time. And then there's also, I can remember people had very similar radiators around here, but they were steam instead of hot water.
but doesn't that just heat the air too?
But it's radiant. It warms everything up, not just the air.
Yeah, and they're metal radiator. You know, they're these big iron things. So the iron
Yeah.
gets warm, and so they stay warm for a long time.
I'm so confused.
Yeah, you're a
My
woman.
the weeds might be kicking in though.
No, because you've got what's considered radiant heat, which
Mm.
will warm everything up, not just the air. And then, like, your room furnishings will release that heat and keep the room warmer. If all you have is the air moving around, it doesn't necessarily get, like, the tables and chairs warm.
I always remember years ago watching This Old House.
Mhm.
It's funny how I would watch shows like that, and like I can't do any of that kind of stuff, but it's kind of fun to watch other people do it. But I can always remember them doing a kitchen, and they were like running wires in the kitchen floor for radiant heat. They would heat the floors, and I thought that would be so cool to like do a whole house that way.
My aunt had a heated floor in her bathroom. It was really interesting.
Of what kind of floor?
Like a heated floor in the
Oh,
bathroom.
heated. Yeah, that's what this was. They did it in the kitchen. Oh yeah, that would be. I remember when I was a kid, and we had coal furnace, and you'd get up in the morning, and the place would be freezing because the coal would have died down overnight, and it was like always one of the things you'd run in the bathroom, and that floor would be so cold on your feet. So yeah,
That's why
that'd
you
be
were
nice.
supposed to put slippers on.
But then they would just get wet when you took a bath.
Slippers weren't invented until 1926.
By Antoine Slip.
I mean, at least you didn't have to go outdoors to the bathroom in the cold.
I did for a couple of years.
Did you?
Yeah, it must have been MBK. I was just talking about that the other day. When we first moved from Connecticut, I was 4 years old, and we moved into my mother's old homestead, and it had cold running water, and we had an outhouse out back. But our outhouse was fancy because it was a two-seater, but it was like they were like separated. You know, it was like two stalls, so that was you had like
one above
but
the other, or
right next to each other, like.
oh,
But then it also it sat over this small creek, so it was an auto flusher. But we used to do the thing where you had that bathtub that my mother put in it'd be in the kitchen. Bring out the bathtub, and she'd have to heat water up on the stove to make bath water for us all to take baths.
shouldn't just put you out in the yard and hose you down?
I can remember going out and shampooing our hair when it rained.
I've done that
I
a
d-
couple times.
I totally forgot about that until you just said about going outside. Yeah. Kids these days don't know how good they have it.
Right?
Oh, I don't know. We've got a spot where when it rains, the water comes really hard off the roof because it's not got the gutters on it.
Yeah.
And the kids, they'll come over here, and of course, it's right outside the front door. They'll come over here and they'll stand right there with the front door open.
Yeah.
And be like, I'm taking my shower. Okay, whatever.
Yeah, but you don't have to do it naked, all right?
No, they keep their clothes on, and I say, well, what about your clothes? And they'll be like, doing laundry too.
Yeah. Mm. I heard a heckler.
Heckler.
I thought I did. I thought I heard a heckler coming through Nikki's connection.
You
Oh.
heard, yeah, you heard somebody woof. For some reason, they're wound up right now.
They're excited for Christmas.
No, it might be the fact that I actually have the brush out and I'm trying to,
Oh.
save my carpet.
I just remember talking about dog with Christmas. I remember when I was in high school. There, you happy? It wasn't college. One friend of mine, they had a boxer, and they thought it'd be cute. Christmas time, they put a present under the tree for their dog, and it had like milk bones in it or whatever. I don't know if it was either like treats or it might have been a dog toy. But anyway, so they're having Christmas, and it's like, here, Rufus, here, we got a present for you. All cute, nice. Probably made nice little pictures and stuff. Next Christmas, they come downstairs for Christmas, and every package under the tree was torn open because that dog was looking for his treat.
Yep.
Wow. It's a smart dog.
I swear I'm going to get the vacuum out and vacuum you guys.
Throw the Flowbee on there. That'll teach him a lesson.
No, I won't save them.
Oh, God, no.
What the hell is a Flowbee?
Yeah, the kids these days.
Yeah.
A Flowbee was this attachment that they used to sell that you would, it was for trimming hair, but you would like put it on a vacuum hose, so it would like cut the hair and suck it in. And it was just like, it was a way for cheap parents to make their kids be made fun of in school because it was worse than like doing bowl cuts.
Oh.
At least that's as we never had one. That's kind of how I remember them.
Yeah, pretty much.
We were actually rich enough that we went down and gave George Mandel $50, 50 cents to cut our hair. Well, that's the only time I used to read comic books was when I went to the barber. I was never a big comic fan, but he always had a stack of comic books sitting there to keep you occupied while you were waiting your turn. Do-do-do-do-do-do.
Oh, goodness.
I like Wednesdays because I don't have a nurse on Wednesday. My aide doesn't come on Wednesday. So if I want to just lay in bed till 3 in the afternoon, there's nobody bugging me about it.
You know, isn't it a little late to be eating dog?
What?
I'm talking to the dogs.
Oh. I thought like you said bow, so I thought he was in chat.
No. No, we have nobody watching
Okay.
except Mr. Nicky.
I don't know if she's still there. Secret Girl said she was going to be listening while she went off to make her sandwiches and stuff.
Well, we have 3.
Subversives.
Oh, now 2. Somebody left.
Secret Girl went, oh, well, really? They're going to talk about me? I'm out of here.
Huh? Oh, I'm sure I will be, but you know what? I'm glad I live rent free in his head.
What?
He said it shouldn't be called Muckster or just Muckster's channel. It should be called Somebody Hater Channel.
Oh.
It could only be truly called that is if you join on StreamYards and you come up and you talk. No, you wouldn't get kicked off for that.
I thought it was cool the other day. Spider Dog told me that if I needed a place to stream from or somebody to upload videos for me, he'd do it. And like, no, I got my own StreamYard. He thought I did everything through another place, you know.
Yeah. I'm trying to learn OBS.
Oh, if you learn it, please teach me, because I'd love to switch to that. But you know, I'm no good at the learning the basic stuff. I need if someone shows me the basics of something new like that, then usually I can pick up the rest of it. But I can't learn anything from like instruction manuals or whatever. I need somebody to go, no, to turn it on, you push this button.
Yeah,
And then
me
you
too.
do this, and then you know, I just like I said, I can't do the like really basic stuff. But then once I learn that, I play around with it. Yeah, because it does seem like OBS has some advantages in that.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's called free.
Well, that too. But I mean, but it does cool stuff besides. Something I always wondered about it is like how many admins you can have.
Oh, that I haven't gotten that far. I've gotten to where I can screen record using OBS, but I haven't gotten to where I'm, putting anything out
Yeah.
You
because of
can't
Yeah, like,
have admins because it's just literally a program on your computer.
did you say no admins?
No admins.
See, now that would be one disadvantage. I like having the other people that have the keys to the backstage.
Like
Yeah.
in order for Jeff to have people up, they have to be in the Discord.
Oh, is that? I didn't know if it had to be that way or if that's just the way he operated.
Because it's just a program. You have to use like Zoom or StreamYard or something else in order to have people up. He just uses
Oh,
Discord.
okay.
Yeah.
But I do like the way like he can move stuff around on the screen and stuff like that, and make things bigger and smaller. And but if it, but StreamYard does everything I need, and I know how to do it all now. If it was a little cheaper, would be nice. But
right.
of course, for most people too, I think the free StreamYard does what a lot of people need because
Yeah.
if you don't need like the extra admins or you know you only need like I think the free StreamYard you can only have 6 on panel at the time, and
Yeah.
I don't even I'm not even sure of like the other stuff you can't do anymore.
You only get 2 hours of recording time, so
Yeah, that would definitely be a problem.
mhm.
We're
Well,
coming up on 3 now.
no, this would be alive. This wouldn't count towards recording.
Oh, you mean like just like a 2-hour if you put up a video to be less than 2 hours? Or
Yeah, if you record a video
okay.
and then, to play it later or to save it or whatever, you
Yeah.
only get 2 hours of that. It also does
Okay.
not keep anything in your library.
Okay. Yeah.
So if
I
you
imagine.
want to keep something, you've gotta, like, basically stream it to your YouTube and keep it marked
Yeah.
as private or whatever.
Yeah. Or download it to make sure that you have it after. Download it from YouTube.
Mhm.
I imagine it probably doesn't. I haven't been using it, but it probably doesn't do the clip thing then either if the memory is limited.
And there's
Oh, hey,
also
Yeah.
Carrie
things
stuck in.
you also can't use a lot of the custom stuff, like the custom overlays and intros and stuff.
Yeah, see, I'm used to that kind of stuff. Hey, Carrie, if we don't see you later, have a good Christmas.
Eh. Yeah, I'm fading pretty fast here.
Well, I have to, and when we go off here, I gotta make a 12-hour drive and go get some egg salad sandwiches.
Yep. I'm sure there'll be some left, and yeah, in 12 hours there should be some left.
Imagine Ariel's going to look at YouTube tomorrow and he'll be wondering why the thumbnail for this is his face.
Oh, is that who that is?
Yeah. I went to do a thumbnail. I was going to grab some kind of picture, and I just saw that, and I thought, yeah, I'll feature Ariel tonight.
Yeah. No drama. And, you know, Errol's face actually looks good for that. Like, he's going
Yeah.
to be the stern moderator type. You all too, Muckster.
Well, Ariel and Kellen both are very low tolerant of the drama stuff.
Right.
Well, I am gonna head to bed because I'm falling asleep. So
Yeah, you don't look good. You're
yeah.
looking droopy-eyed.
Yeah. Wait, is my camera on?
No.
No.
Okay. Okay, good. Okay.
Oh.
What?
Well, thanks for coming in,
Yeah, fuck you. No, I'm
and
just
have
kidding.
a happy, merry, jolly.
Yeah, it should be okay. I get dog visitors, so that's always fun.
Yeah.
All right. You guys too have a good Christmas, New Year's, everything.
Yeah, you too.
All right. Bye.
When she said, "Is my camera on?" the other night, Nikki, I got somebody with the that old joke we used to play.
Nope.
I was on Boots, and I forget if it was I think it might have been Boot who like had to reload or something. He goes, "Can you hear me okay?" And I said, "No." "Oh no. Well, let me try something else." And it's like, dude, think about it. How could I answer your question if I didn't hear you?
Right. Yeah, the OBS does not have administrators. You do have to go through Zoom or something to have multiple people.
Yeah, it's really sounding like too complicated for me now. StreamYard keeps adding little things. I think
because too many
try to
people are
keep
leaving
people.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
But no, I went ahead and canceled mine. That's why I know what I don't have anymore.
Yeah.
Because I didn't use mine.
No, you never did any kind of independent panels or anything like that. You always
Right.
at somebody else's place. And you always, I mean, if you needed to, you always had this place you could use for uploading and stuff. So,
Right. It was like, and yeah, we made the executive decision that because I didn't use mine, I really didn't need it anymore.
yeah.
I don't know what that Bubbles is.
Oh, did she?
No, Mr. Carey.
Oh, I thought
No,
maybe
I
he was
don't
saying,
think it's Streamlabs. I think it's Nightbot or one of the bots. And I forget which one. The one I could ask would be Midwest. Oh, goodness. But
See,
yeah,
now,
I saw that they have like 25 generations of AI now or something. When
really?
when I came in here, it was like generations of AI. I don't know what that is, but okay.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. I saw some kind of notice too, and I just clicked off of it real quick. I know there was I didn't use it, but there was a thing where, in fact, where is my back? Do you see a background? I just have a black background.
Around your person is a black background.
Well, but what about the screen outside of us?
It's the Just Muckster one with the
Okay.
flames going through the eyeballs of the adjuster.
Yeah, mine's not showing it. My my screen blinked a little while ago, and that must have been looking like that since then. Um, I was good. That's what I was gonna say. I saw they had like where you could do AI like Christmas backgrounds and stuff. No,
Yeah.
here, let me see here. Nope, that didn't do it. There, now I see it.
I just realized we didn't put our garbage out this week. Mm.
Mine goes out tomorrow,
Today or tomorrow?
Wednesday. But it for and hopefully they'll be picking up Christmas morning. I know they did like for Thanksgiving. I was talking to one of the guys a couple years ago that worked for the garbage company, and they said they asked the guys, who are on the trucks, what they wanted to do about holidays, and they all decided they'd rather like get up earlier on Thanksgiving and Christmas and stuff and do the route early than to have a double route the next day.
Mm-hmm.
So I always put mine I put mine out on Wednesday, and my nephew, not Toby, Toby's dad comes over and gets it.
We put ours out Monday night, but this week we forgot.
Mine actually used to be it, I, whenever like I've for quite a while now. It was actually my brother. It was like three of us were all just using his account, and like that's why mine is. It would just be like every other week, you know. But anyway, I used to have a different company that they came Tuesday morning. I'd have to put it out Monday night. What's with all this trash talk?
I don't know. Yeah, because I thought we weren't doing drama. Now we're trash talking.
I blame Carrie. Did you see Howard is alive again?
Mm-mm.
He's like he's made comments on some videos.
Oh, okay. For OBS, you actually have to do like a OBS WebSockets plugin, which opens access to the IP and port to the internet, which will then allow them to control scene switching, audio source, raise, lower, and mute, or enabling or disabling sources. There is no full remote control capability.
Yeah, I didn't understand any of that.
You would have to set up a VNC host, whatever the heck. I don't know.
That must be what she was saying about that Jeff uses Discord for, and I guess
Yeah,
you can use StreamYard or other places for that.
yeah, this is a
Sure.
different thing than Discord. It's an actual host,
Oh,
which allows them remote access to your machine.
oh, one of those.
Yeah.
I remember Killing Time was going to research OBS like a year ago, but he must have got
Mm-hmm.
caught up with other things. That was great this morning, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It was funny because the way that started, Killen, I think he commented on. I was actually getting ready to go to bed too. I think he commented on the video, and I commented back. And I was actually thinking to myself, I thought, oh, it'd be cool if Killen realizes if I'm awake, if he would get a hold of me and say, hey, do you want to talk for a while? And then he did. He texted me, and so we went in the meeting room, and then I sent a message to Ariel and said, "Hey, we're in here. If you want to join." And I thought, "Oh, I'll message Nikki too." And
I
I think you got.
wonder if Rumble you can have.
Mm, I think you got here just after Ariel this morning.
Yeah, I'm not sure when I did.
Yeah, I don't think it was very long after him. And along the way, I never told anybody else. Like when me and Killen were talking, and I thought, oh, I'll see if Ariel's around. Because the three of us used to a lot of times get together. But I didn't tell Killen that I just invited Ariel. And then I thought, oh, well, now that there's us, I didn't tell them that I invited you too. So it's like as each person came in, it was a surprise to everybody else.
Right.
You know, or no, it wasn't TikTok. I went to Twitter
Uh-huh.
because somebody had mentioned in one of, I've had a few backstage chats now with some of those people that used to be enemies, and somebody mentioned, well, if you really want to see the real person, go and look at their, well, they actually called it X. I still call it Twitter. And so I went. I'd made a Twitter account a long time ago. Like it was just like for a joke for something that happened. But anyway, I logged in and it said your X account has been. It was like I was blocked from doing any more lives or doing any videos. It was like like look only or something. And I have no idea what I could have possibly put up that caused any problems because I didn't really use it.
Right.
I just realized I know what it probably was because I forgot that Elon took it over. I bet I put something up that was anti-Trump or something, and
Probably.
are you going to be doing stuff with Cliff Regular again, or was that just like
No, that was just a thing. He wasn't even supposed to bring me up. I was just gonna
oh,
highlight the comments, you know.
oh yeah, that's what I told Spider Dog last night or the whatever night that he was Tuesday night he did his first ever, and I talked to him afterwards and I mentioned that to him that if he had an admin seat and had somebody to do that, that it's great to have someone sitting back there just just highlighting the comments, like how Killen used to do that when we do the interview thing.
Yeah,
I never
but
remember what we called it.
we will hear you.
Yeah, that's it.
But no, like I said, he wasn't supposed to bring me up because I pretty much have disappeared, you know.
Yeah.
And he went ahead and brought me up, and it's like, fuck. All right, I'll try and be nice and help him out.
Yeah, I was surprised. I saw he was live and I thought, oh, I'll go check it out. And, well, I think maybe his title might have said that it was about
About
what's
Flex.
his name? Flex, yeah. And when I went in, I was surprised to see you up there.
Yeah, I was not gonna go up, but with it being Flex, it's like, all right, I'll go ahead and go up because, like I said, that brought everybody together.
Yeah.
And that's actually what that channel was started for. So
Yeah. One of my pet peeves, I think it's number 742 on the list. Talk about having someone who's can do, highlight the chat. One
mhm.
of the things I hate is people who will leave a highlighted message sitting there for like 5 minutes then.
You mean yeah, because then you can't really see who anybody is
Yes,
on panel
yes,
and or the bottom of a video if they're sharing a video.
yep, yep. Yeah, Spider Dog seems pretty cool. It's funny, he's another one that I got friendly with like over the last couple of months really. He was supposed to be on opposite sides or something, and yeah, he seems cool. Like I said, there's so many people that you get to talking to them, and it's like, yeah, they're not bad people. I might still disagree with some of what they're about and that, but otherwise,
But disagreeing is okay. It's just when you take it
yeah,
beyond disagreeing.
yeah. Well, I mean, but I mean, there are things that I think anybody's going to have some lines. It's like, okay, that's something I just cannot accept. Um,
Right.
but the problem is so many people that, of this circle or whatever we're talking about, they're drawing those lines awful close to their own body. It's like, um, you know, they're not giving other people an inch.
Right. And a lot of people are also guilty by association.
Yep. Oh yeah, that's a biggie. And, and again, it's the couple of those people that we talk about a lot. They're bad for that. They see someone just in somebody else's chat, and it's like, oh, they've gone over to the enemy now. Or
Yeah.
or or my favorite is the guy who thinks that people are reporting back to Jeff on him, and it's like, you do realize Jeff could just watch what you said. He doesn't need these people coming in, and it's just silliness,
Mhm.
you know. Well, it's like I said back when we had the big feud with, I think they were still fine finished then, with Jeff, over
Right.
the whole Izzy thing. I It didn't bother me to see any of like quote our people over there in his chat. The only thing that bothered me is when I'd see somebody who would come in here and be all friendly and stuff, and then you'd see them over there talking shit about you. You
Right.
know?
And I've actually come to expect it as far as I'm concerned. People are going to talk shit about me no matter where I'm at. Because I did get a lot of shit being involved with someone at first, and
Yeah,
then when that someone decided they were going to talk shit, after I left. It was like, okay, well, I'm just screwed either way, so I might as well embrace it.
Well, one of my things that, and of course, this didn't involve you because you sort of quickly became one of us, but there were other people that we would have like on panel, and you'd see these people who's like, it'd be like, how can you give them a platform? That they you shouldn't have that person up. And my thing was always, uh, this is my panel. I'll have whoever the hell I want to. You don't tell me how to run my place, you know?
Mm-hmm. Well, and the reason why I quickly became quote unquote one of you is because no matter where I'm at, I'm the same. You know, just
Yeah.
like you were saying earlier, your persona on YouTube is the same as your persona in the grocery store. You're not getting anything different.
No.
And I'm the same way. I mean, if I wasn't, would I have embraced and lived wholeheartedly the bitch? No. But that is me, period. Yeah, I don't think I could actually play a persona.
I could if I wanted to. You bring it. I I definitely could because back in college I did play, but I also, and this wasn't like a purposeful thing, but at one point, um, I was like a totally different person in this one game I played. It was because I had belonged to this gaming clan early on, you know, and got mad at some people and left. And then there was this one game I wanted to play the game, but I didn't want them to know who I was. And of
Mm-hmm.
course, this was back when it was pretty much all chat and stuff, you know. And there was like a voice app some people use, but very few. So you could like be whoever you want. So I decided to make it like impossible for anybody to guess who that it was, Muckster coming back.
Right.
I went back as like a 25-year-old woman. So I didn't mean to be what's the word I want where you when
Duplicitous?
no well that but the the internet thing for where like a guy will pretend to be a girl to
Oh, catfish.
yeah, I didn't mean to like catfish. My whole thing was like, okay, I don't want them to know who I am, so I'm going to be totally different. So I got away with it. Um, so yeah, if I wanted to, I could put on an act. I I always remember about that. I was talking to Barb about it, and saying about you know being a girl, and she said, what was the thing? She asked if I said, forget if it was "Oh my God" or something a lot. And I said, yeah, actually, it just sort of came to me. I'm not sure if it was "Oh my God." There was something that you know just seemed like something that a 25-year-old woman would be saying a lot.
Right. Carrie, if you're gonna Google duplicitous, I just put in the chat, but under Muckster, how to spell it. And persona is just how you I don't know, act. And
Your
you
image.
can then, yeah, your image.
Yeah.
You know, I'm me, but I could also, you know, go really Valley Girl and like, you know, it's just changing just to fit in.
Oh, I think that was the word Barb asked if I was using a lot, was like. I
Like,
think that might have been. Oh yeah, like we're doing this, like, yeah. You know what was weird about when I did that though is I found out how differently girls get treated online, because all these people that thought I was a girl, all of a sudden it's like, they talk to me way differently and stuff. It was kind of a weird thing. I mean, you kind of know it, but I mean, to experience some of that.
right. It actually kind of opens your eyes sometimes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Makes you
It gives you a little like empathy for what people are going through. I, I always say I can remember an experience, a thing in my life. I was home from Pittsburgh the one time, and at the time I had like pretty long hair. I mean, it was like shoulder length, and of course I've had the beard since I was 12. Um, and I used to wear a lot this poncho that I got in Tijuana, so I looked, hippie-ish. And I remember I went to this. It was Christmas time, and I went to this Hallmark store, and I'm walking around getting cards. I used to, get cards, and I wouldn't just like buy the box of cards. I would get, oh, I want a card that I think fits Nikki. You know what I mean?
right.
And I mean, that's the kind of store you browse in. And I'm there, and I noticed the one lady was just like following me constantly, you know? And I thought, am I being paranoid or what? And I sort of brushed it off, even though, and I paid for all my cards and I left. So you'd think that would be the end of it. The next day, I went to the state store, that's, the liquor store next door to that card place.
Mm-hmm.
They were in the same, and the the one guy, there was there was like the guy at the counter, and then there was a younger guy that was like putting some bottles out and stuff. And the older guy called him over, and he's like, "Hey, Brian, come here." And they're like, talking. And the guy was like looking at me, and again, I'm thinking, "You're being paranoid. Why are you? Don't invent things." And the younger guy like left then, and he went out, and he came back a couple minutes later, and he said, "She's not there." And I thought, "Son of a bitch, that lady at the card store spread the word. I saw this shady looking guy in here with long hair, and I was still like being a little, you try to tell yourself, no, you're just imagining things. I don't want to be that person that thinks, but like then when I'm checking out and the guy's like going, "Oh yeah, I think I know you. Don't you, you work up at the hospital, don't you?" And I'm like, "No, no, actually, I'm going to school in Pittsburgh." And he kept asking these questions. He was like trying to. So anyway, the whole point of that story is, and I don't want to overstate it, but I always felt that gave me a little glimpse of what it's like to be black, and to go in a store and have the
Yeah.
people following you around and all that.
Good night, Mr. Carey.
Yep. See you, Carrie. Thanks for stopping in. I will try to go live more often. Like I said, I don't know if I mentioned it this morning or not. I was talking to the other guys. I said, like to try to like a couple times a week, like around 6 o'clock. Do like an early shift before all the other channels start doing their thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, one thing I've got a kick out of. I'll mention some of those people anyway. You know, I mean, very well how Todd tries to take credit for other people. And he thinks everybody owes him. Anybody who's ever been part of his thing owes him because they adopt his style and stuff. It's like sitting and talking on YouTube. You invented it, but anyway, I love how he was going on at 6 o'clock, and Killer's been 9:30 all the time, and Todd
Mm-hmm.
started going on at 9 o'clock, and he gets a lot of times he'll have like 100 people. He'll go on at 9. As soon as Killer goes live at 9:30, Todd will drop from 100 down to 70.
Mm-hmm.
And I just get a kick out of that. It's like, but I knew he would start finding reasons to get mad at Killer as soon as Killer started getting popular. But yeah, and
It's just a habit, or not a habit, a modus operandi.
yeah, yes, yep. Well, and then the other thing about that too, like I said, he'll lose 30 people, but then like a lot of the people that are still in there, they're actually in both of the chats too. So it's not like all 70 of those people are, like totally loyal. I'm sticking with Todd because
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because I go to Killers a lot and I'll see like even people that are like mods and Todds and that they'll mods and Todds, they'll be in there talking and Killers. So yeah, just love to see those kind of people get their ego punctured a little bit.
Well, just like everybody showing up tonight. Oh my Lord. I can just imagine
Oh yeah.
once it gets back, it's going to be like,
What were you doing in
everybody.
Mucksters?
Right. Right. And the original fucking bitch was there too. What were you
Yeah.
doing with her?
Yeah, and it wasn't even
Me.
me doing it from the Finkel channel. He could
Right.
sort of say, well, actually, they thought they were going for Finkel. I mean, it's just Muckster's channel. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Oh, did you see Rabbit was in there and Killer was in there and other, yeah, all these duplicitous people.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God. Well, that's what we're saying. The whole thing that started duplicitous the first time I heard that was when he called Angel that because she'd been on his panel and been nice to him. And then we were here, she was here in mine, and he came in after a while. And I remember I saw him talking about it on his show. I was going, I wasn't planning on being on YouTube. I was going to be with my honey or whatever he calls her. And I was getting messages from people about um, something over at Mucksters or whatever. But he came into chat, and that's when he called her duplicitous. But the funny thing is, when he came in, we were talking about Chris. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So he came in and heard this negative conversation. And of course, Todd being Todd thought they have to be talking about me, so that was when he's like, "Oh yeah, Angel, you're duplicitous bitch," so oh God. That's that's the thing. It's like uh, and obviously I've gotten pissed at him and stuff, but I also when I watch a lot of that stuff and it's just so comical.
Mm-hmm. It really is. It's I don't know if it's something if there's actually a lot of people like that or if
Mm,
it's just because I don't know. I mean, it's so high schoolish.
yes. Well,
It
it's like guys, and I hate to do the amateur pop psychology thing, but I'm sure obviously a lot of it goes back to his childhood and you're abandoned by your parents. I mean, that's got to be something no matter even as you get older and you're saying to yourself it wasn't my fault. I'm sure that puts something but you just know no matter what kind of stories he tells or whatever this guy was never popular in school or in high school and stuff. So I think that's what a lot of it is he's always been like an outsider, and now even though he has people that seem to like him and stuff, I think he can't totally accept it.
I don't know. I just like I said, it's just so much just bullshit. You can't be friends with
Yeah,
them because do
yeah,
what? Yeah, it it's more like the teenage girls.
that's what I was. Well, that was my thing way back. I did a video about if you're friends with Susie, you can't be friends with me, and that's what so many people are like that. It's you, and it is that, and it's not even sexist to say teenage girls because girls are worse at it than guys are for that stuff. Mm, at that age
Yeah.
with teenagers and that. But it's like you're a grown ass man. Get over it. That's one of my things too. Speaking of, like I say, with him, there's like those abandonment issues or something but I still, it's like whatever has happened to you, early in your life, just like the cliche thing of, my father never hugged me or whatever, or, you have, when you get older and if you're able to say to yourself, I have trouble, um, trusting people because my parents did this. Okay. You've, you have the problem. You identify the source of the problem. If you're over 25 years old, say, it's up to you to fix it. You can't spend the rest of your life just saying, I'm like this because it's like, you have the problem. Go get some help and solve
Mhm.
the problem. So yeah, I have a problem, accepting those kind of excuses from adults, especially like the older they get. It's like, of course, in his case, I'm not sure he realizes he has the problem. That's what the other pop psychology thing with him. I figure, to me, it seems like he has that classic thing of he pushes people away before they can abandon him.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, it's a way you think it's like you're trying to save yourself from being hurt. So before they can hurt me, damn it, I'm going to find a reason to hate them.
Right. It is not lawn mowing time, so you don't have to listen to that song. Wah, wah, wah. But anyway, it's been fun. We've been
Yes,
on for 3.5 hours.
yeah, I am glad that I saw your comment before I left. Where you put how long are you going to be live? If I'd have closed my page a little earlier, I'd have just gone away. But
Yeah.
yeah, and I know I keep saying it, but we got to do it more often. One of the reasons I want to try to do some early too is maybe Killen will be able to join us once in a while on
Right.
panel. But if anybody is still listening, thanks for being out there. And thanks to anybody who came up along the way.
Yep, and we'll see you all at some point or another along these YouTube streets, I guess.
Yeah. Let me talk to you backstage just for 2 minutes before you
All
go.
right.
Good night, everybody.
3 guys in a little room, just a beat and a plan. Not much money, not much time, but we're doing the best we can. But we're doing the best we can.